No, so it's 100% true. Ray Meach has a great point. We gotta get Ray on here. He's like a philosopher of the game of basketball.
We know you a busy man, Kobe, so we gonna jump right to it, man.
Now it's about making sure that
I'm sick and sick with it. Vision and lift it. Listen, just picture it. Spit and deliver it. The time froze. Undercurrent, how the grind flows. Wrist flicking, said the bezels. Got a mind blown. You know how to drop beat. Everything slow. You know how to drop beats and anything goes. Pull up to the spot, you might see the squad there. Pull up unannounced, then you might see a broad there. It's just seconds remaining, and I got the rock for the win while you're watching the shot clock. It's just seconds remaining, and I got the rock for the win. Thanks for watching the shot clock. Shot clock. You catch the shot clock every Sunday from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Hey man, what's going on, everybody? G-Day Hoop Scout here. Shot clock, man. We got Baller Plug. We got Coach Ant Willis. We got Coach D King. Rob C was just on. Don't know what happened. Shout out to the Coos Elite. See my guy Baller Plug is rocking the Coos Elite 16 UAA Rise champions. Shout out to them. D King had a really good weekend. Longhorns and the Jets. So I know he's feeling good, man.
Yeah.
Health and wellness check real quick, fellas, man. How everybody feeling? Like, where y'all at, man? I could say that I'm feeling pretty good. Mentally, I'm probably about at like a 8.
I survived a really rough week. I'll say that. Shout out to my people. Shout out to my guys who hit me and checked on me. It's like, dang, bro, I ain't heard from you in like 3 days. You know, I appreciate that. It's nice to know people, you know, is looking for you. I noticed Rob didn't text me. G-Day didn't text me, you know.
Well, I didn't know you was missing, bro. I thought you was getting ready.
God damn,
I thought you was getting ready for your fall break, man, that y'all get, man.
Oh, next Wednesday. It's going down, baby.
Hey, look.
See, man, you get a fall break. We'll get all that.
Be all right. Be all right. Now, I'm good. I mean, I'm doing good. I think for me, I'm always the same kind of mellow, you know, chill guy I am. So it's all good.
All right.
I had a funeral this week. Well, I've just been kind of not on basketball, but on basketball, but not on basketball. I know that sounds crazy as hell. Like, you know, I had some obligations that I had to fulfill, but I really wasn't. So I wasn't at gas, so I didn't get to see Pasadena Memorial Girls shootout. Just been a lot this week, so I get it.
Okay.
Rob got to win today, though. King
Rob, man, how you feeling, man? How you feeling, man?
Hey, man, I'm good. Working a lot as always, but wasn't able to get to the gas, so kind of upset about that. Wasn't able to get to the extra eyes game. Sorry, Bobby. Upset about that. But no, I'm good, man. I wanted to kill the coach today for the Chargers, but other than that, I'm good. If he go for it again on 4th and 1 on our own 47 with 47 seconds left, I might try him. I might run on the field. But other than that, I'm great, man.
That's what's up, man. I'm glad you doing all right, man. I'm glad you're doing all right, my brother. What's going on, Miss Smith? What's going on, Jacoby? What's going on, everybody else, man? If y'all have not done so, please make sure that y'all share the show. We got a lot of guests today, a lot of different topics on today. We also doing our 4A reveal as far as district and who we think is gonna get MVP and first team. And once we get there, I already know. I'm already prepared for all the hate messages that we get every year around this time. So it's all fun though. We like getting everybody riled up. Oh man,
I'm
fellas,
gonna
man.
behave myself too. By the way, I wanted to say that.
Oh, why,
I'm not.
man? What's going on?
I'm not going to say anything out of the ordinary about anyone's 4A school.
All right,
Oh,
all right.
he tried to hang you in your DMs. All right, hey,
I'm not saying anything.
wild last year.
All right, I'm not
That's
saying
why.
anything.
Got you,
Hey,
got you. Man, before we get to this jam-packed show, I just want to do a PSA to all the high school prospects. If you have one offer or maybe two offers, fellas, let's not play around with this thing. I know I talked about that last week. I'm being serious. I talked to a lot of the coaches who offer you guys. All I can say is, if you got it, be serious about it. Make your decision. Make your decision. I don't want y'all to come around when it comes around to the end of the season. You may not make it to state. You banging on that. Then next thing you know, transfer portals on and popping, so you just get pushed even further down the list already for what they already kind of looking at on the transfer portal, even though the kids ain't even in yet. It's just it's a lot. So take those, please. Make sure. Come on, Coach Vargas, don't get on here with
Yes, sir.
that jet
Yes,
talk,
sir.
man. Coach Vargas kicking my butt too, man. In fantasy football, man.
G-Day, I'm smoking somebody, bro. I don't know who Dub Inc. is.
Me neither. I can't figure out who that
It
is.
just said G-E-E. He sent me a really disrespectful trade like last week or something. It was so bad. But now I'm beating him by 90 points right now.
That's crazy. That's crazy, man. But yeah,
with no quarterback. That's retarded.
Yes, with no Bridgewater got hurt with no stats. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Still got it done.
That's crazy, man.
man, what you eating today? I want to do a segment.
What Ant eating today?
What you eating with? Oh,
that ain't food, man.
Strong eats. I can't relate. I can't relate.
I ate pasta. I had spaghettis earlier, bro.
Spaghetti.
That's what I'm about to have: spaghetti and fish.
Spaghetti. By the way, spaghetti is not plural. It's just spaghetti. You are really an A-leaf brother. You put the S on. Do you put the S on Walmart's?
Yeah, food, man.
Only dudes from A-leaf and Mexicans say do this. They're the only ones that do that. Put an S on the end of everything. That's crazy.
That's true though. That's what's so bad though.
Hey, Ant segment sponsored by
that's G-Day that you beat Coach Vargas.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Coach Vargas, you playing me, man. I'm Team Vader, man.
This is what I'm sponsored by today. What you talking about, Willis?
That's what I'm talking about right there.
Hey, man.
Sponsorship dollars.
Dear Crown Royal, if y'all would like to sponsor us, please let us know.
Let us know.
We would truly appreciate that. We could take the show in a whole different direction if y'all want, Crown Royal.
Hey, definitely.
We could drink at games if you want us to. We don't
let us know, Crown Royal. I ain't say all that now, Crown Royal, but yeah, let us know.
Wait, hold on. Wait.
Yeah, before we go ahead.
You think we would be the only people that didn't?
Oh, heck no.
You go to
do you know how many parents I talk? You know how many parents I talk to? Hey, you can smell it straight on them.
I'm not even snitching. I'm just saying my mom is a proud Yates alumni, and she definitely go to the games with a flask. So I know parents be.
Yeah, that's HIPAA violations. You snitching.
Yeah, yep, HIPAA.
Oh, my mama.
HIPAA.
Hey, you just told her business to national TV, bro.
Dang, I'm sorry,
People
mama.
about to be like, yo, baby said you got some alcohol in that thing, right?
Listen,
I
I
bet
can
you they
tell
asked you
y'all.
what
Hey,
kind.
Listen, I can tell y'all.
we finna go to the segment real quick, right? But I got a
Yeah.
question though, because I seen a
Oh
lot
Lord.
of people saying this weak ass shit about
Woo!
that Jordan
Hey, Rob is
that
back,
Jordan Poole.
man. We can't say we
No.
can't. Hold on, we gonna get to that later.
Oh
We
my
gonna get to
bad.
Jordan Poole later. We'll get to that later.
Let me
Oh,
get to my
okay. How
segment.
about
Yeah,
that? All
let's
right.
let's let's hop on
Woo!
this segment real quick.
Shut
What you
up,
talking
boy.
about, Willis, man?
Jacoby, that's why, because they
The
be
post.
Him! What are you talking about? What are you talking about, Willis?
What happened, Gita?
On you, bro.
Okay. What's good, world? It's Coach Anthony Willis on here. What you talking about, Willis, today? Hopefully my guy Alex Pugh will be on here in a little bit. He about to log in right now. He just hit me. But yeah, today I got Chris Hines, my guy, you know what I'm saying, on here. And then I'm gonna have my guy Alex Pugh. You know, I grew up with Alex Pugh shape, SWAT, A-Leaf type of different guys. We different. But I'm gonna talk to them today about one thing. The first thing we're talking about is gonna be about players versus prospects. But let's see what Alex said, man. He said that 17. So, well, I'll ask you right now. Then once he gets on, Chris, what is a player to you?
I mean, everybody has their own definition, or not definition of you might say player, and you might be talking about guys who are really good, and then somebody else might say player, and they're just, everybody's lens might be a little bit different. So I think that's important in knowing what people are talking about. But for me, I mean, there's always levels to everything. So, I mean, you got really good players who could play Division I. You got good players who could play Division II. You have players who could play Division III and the various levels. And then you got kids who might be a good player for their school, but not really I guess, that's the difference between a prospect. But you got players who are good for the school or good for the team or good for what the coach needs, but probably won't play college basketball at all. That doesn't mean for them, they weren't a good basketball player, in whatever, city, town, school that they were at. They just weren't a college basketball player. So I think a lot of people's lenses are different. Some people could care less, like, no offense, but some people could care less about the kids who aren't playing college basketball. That's not a player to them. So I think it's just really just, who you're talking to and who you're asking. I mean, for me, I guess a player is somebody who could probably play in college. That's for me, and that can be any of the levels. Like, that's basic in its basic form. You're a player. You're a decent player.
Got you. So, what is a prospect to you?
I think a prospect, on the other hand, is someone who has maybe a higher ceiling or more long-term potential. Like, you could see them, becoming something more than what they are right now. What people have to understand is, still at the same token, you can be a prospect, but you still have to be a really damn good player. Like, you still have to be productive at whatever you're doing or wherever you're at, whatever school or AAU team you're playing for. You still have to, because I think if we're talking about prospects, now we're talking about kids who, can play higher level Division I basketball. I mean, sometimes even, like, we see kids go D2 and then transfer up to D1. Sometimes guys go from D2 to the pros, few, but it does happen. So you can never cap a kid. But for the most part, I think a prospect is going to be somebody with more of the the long-term tools. They might not be a finished product where they are right now, but you can look, and the idea is you want to look 1, 2, 3, plus years later, and you're like, that kid could be really good. Doesn't mean he's going to be a pro, right? But you're like, okay, that kid can really help a college team win. So for me, when we talk about prospects, I think it's maybe your higher end Division I guys, so to speak.
Got you. Alex, so we, I'm saying, I got my guy Alex P on here finally, my A-Leaf guy in the building. So, hit the mute button at the bottom, Alex. It'll turn. There you go.
What's the deal?
What's good, man? So kind of already asked Chris 2 questions. So right now we're talking about players versus prospects. So the first question I had asked Chris earlier, what is a player? So to you, what is a player?
For me, a player is one that can just flat out get it done, regardless of their skill set or lack thereof. You know exactly what's coming productivity wise once that ball go in the air. We're talking real court value, on court value. Of course, we all like scoring. We check the scoreboard, check the stats. I know for me personally, I love to see a bucket, a plethora of buckets, a variety of buckets. You know what I'm saying? But that doesn't mean I'm not paying attention to other things taking place on the court and exactly what one might be getting done. When I say what one might be getting done, I'm talking winning plays, like who just has a nose for going to get that ball off the glass and rebounding at a really, really high level. Or observing like who can guard and what they can guard multiple positions, or even if they can only guard one position, just giving that position hell all night. You know what I'm saying? Like really, really impacting the game, impacting winning, just positive contributions. Or maybe even the sacrifices, from diving on the floor for a loose ball, or making the most unselfish play in basketball and seeking out opportunities to take charges. I think like for me is positive contributions, constant winning plays, and just finding a way to get it done.
Got you. So what is a prospect?
In my opinion, a prospect is potential. It's potential based, untapped or untouched potential. Someone who is still figuring it out. A prospect is unfinished, just an unfinished product. Obviously, people around him are very, very optimistic and hoping for the success of one day possibly figuring everything out and putting it all together and looking at the long-term upside. But as of right now, today, that prospect is not a player.
So for you, Pew, it's like player is like, yo, if you're a player, you a player. Prospect is probably the one that comes underneath.
No question. If you're a player, like put up or shut up. Like, let's go get it done. This game is about productivity and winning at a high level. So it ain't no I'm a sophomore playing varsity. Oh, they were supposed to. Nah, are you a player? If you're a player, shut up and get it done. Like, ain't nothing to talk about, ain't nothing to cry about. I'm not here to beg you for your production. Like, you told me you a player, go get it done.
See, the first thing that I had said was the important thing that when you're talking to somebody is knowing like their lens and their definition, right? So you could talk to one person and it'd be like, well, when they think player, they could just think, just somebody that's, a decent high school basketball player. For some people, when you talk to, it's almost like it's capital player, or like he's a player. So for like Pew, it's like, yo, are you a player, not just like, a player. For me, it was reversed. I look at prospect, and I guess it's just a level thing. I look at prospect as like a person that's like I said that they still have to be like productive at what they do. And you still like looking at that kid as like 1, 2, 3+ years down the line. Okay, they probably have a higher ceiling, but everybody's definition and lens is different.
No question. But I mean, and that's why everyone views it differently. You know, my level of accountability might be something different from someone else's, but ultimately, I mean, this is bad.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
I guess
I mean, this is just how I feel. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for me, it's just like it's about winning. Like,
so I'm gonna ask you a
everything else
question.
is cool, everything else is cute, but this game is about winning. So
I got a question.
You should be doing whatever you have to do to ultimately win that game.
Correct. So, and it's kind of both with me, because I guess for me, the next question I'm gonna ask is, and I'm gonna come back to the next, is when it comes to rankings, does a player, like being a player, does that help you get ranked higher, or should it be based off of being a prospect, or should it be based off of both?
Who was that to? You want that, Chris?
We both gonna answer it. So
yeah. So yeah.
All right. Well, for me, in regards to rankings, I think that would be determined by the grading system or the criteria of whomever might be doing the rankings. Personally, I understand both viewpoints. Some people rank it off level of play or current level of play, and others might do it off long-term upside and potential. For me, I think the criteria just needs to be communicated so that everyone knows what is being scored or what is being ranked. But when doing rankings, I believe you should use both. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously, depending on who you're ranking for, it's probably for a scouting service or to be viewed by college coaches. So I think you have to incorporate both, because some guys are players, but game wise, they're out of position. You know what I'm saying? Like, we might be like some guys, let's keep it a buck. You know, it's Houston, Texas. So a lot of guys are 6 foot, 6'1". Just because you're 6 foot or 6'1", don't make you a point guard. Some of these 6'1" have the game of a small forward, and they're very, very productive. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying that they're not a player, but with the other variables and other factors, potential-wise, such as measurements, positional size, athleticism, quick twitch abilities, the ranking, in my opinion, has to kind of intertwine or use all metrics.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm kind of I'm kind of with you on that too. I think you gotta have a balance of both, and like most people say, you gotta kind of know what you're looking at. So you can, like you say, you can have a kid who's, like 6 foot, 6'1", but has the tools of a small forward, right? But he's productive. Now, what you have to do as a person who ranks and evaluate or whatever, what you have to do now is kind of like determine, like, okay, like, well, how productive or impactful is he really? If he's like off the charts impactful, really changing the game, then it's possible that you can put a person like that above a lot of people, because his impact, his production carries more weight or holds more weight than the kid down here that might be 6 foot and have the nice skill set of a point guard. So maybe he translates more positionally, but at the same time, his production value may be lower than that kid who may be out of position, but he getting stuff done. And I think as an evaluator, that's where you got to kind of know what you're looking at and know kind of like ins and outs of where you gonna put kids at if you're gonna put a number by them.
Gotcha. So, kind of what y'all both just said leads me to my next question. Chris brought up the word translate. So, my next question is when it comes to a college looking to give a scholarship, is it about being a player, being about a prospect, or both? And the reason why I say that is does a kid who's a player in high school could be a player, he could be good, but it doesn't mean his game translates to the next level. Then you may have a prospect where he has the potential to size, skill set to size, position he plays that would translate once he's able to be more productive or whatever. So my question again is when a school is looking to give a scholarship, is it about being a player, being a prospect, or both? Chris, you can answer first on this one.
I think one, the level matters of what school we talking about is like, okay, like, you know, if you at Kentucky, you gotta be a player and you gotta be a prospect, right? That's the type of people they recruiting, the people who are very at the top of the list in both categories. You know what I mean? But to answer your question more specifically, I feel like it depends on the staff. I feel like some staffs have the ability to look and be like, well, I feel like this kid has a skill set that will fit what we do. He may not be the most productive. I'm not saying he's not productive, but he may not be more productive than somebody else, but they feel like his skill set translates to what they do. Then you might look at some other staffs who I just want the kid who's the most productive. I want somebody, not saying that they're gonna come in and play right away, but I just want the kid who's gonna get stuff done, play right now. Like you got some people who are looking at that. And I think kids are at the discrepancy of college coaches and what they want in simple terms.
Gotcha. For you, Pew?
I think it's about being a player. But at the same time, depending on the makeup of the roster, they may be looking for something more potential based because let's say they have a veteran team. You bring in a player with the expectations of playing, it could create some issues. So depending on the roster, maybe they choose to go something long-term potential based and speaking more so in regards to a prospect, something that in 2 years, when these juniors and seniors are no longer on this roster, we can engulf him into our culture, teach him what he doesn't know, whether that's playing hard, developing his shot, tightening his handle. And in 2 years, when we really, really need this guy, we can count on him. But like I said, I think it's more so for me, it's player based always because injuries happen. Like things happen. These are still kids. Like even on the college campus, it's a lot of freedom, and some guys do stupid stuff. You know, so for various reasons, you go down a guy or two. Now you're looking further down your bench, whereas you bring in a prospect who's not ready to play. Now you have to give him significant minutes, and you're still trying to win games that your job and your staff's job depends on. So everyone does it differently. Mm-hmm. But I think in today's age, it's player-based because with the portal, like everything's the wild, wild west anyway. So you bring in a prospect, you bring in a player. For whatever reason or another, these kids don't necessarily need a reason to be unhappy to transfer. You know what I'm saying? So you can lose prospects the same way you can lose bringing in a player. You know what I'm saying? Ultimately, everybody wants to play. Everyone wants to play all the minutes. Everyone wants to shoot all the balls. So if I'm going to possibly lose a kid anyway, give me the best kid.
I think there's what people have to understand that for college coaches, one thing that's consistent, this is always a base level of player of production. they're not going to recruit a kid that's not productive, right? So at that point, whatever kid they looking to recruit, they want him to be productive. Now, like I said, is he the number one on the charts of production value? Maybe he's not, but there's going to be a base value of production that they're going to look for. Like, okay, does he do this? Does he rebound, or does he shoot the ball well enough? Does he defend the position well enough? They're going to look for, is he diving on the floor? Like, all that stuff. It's going to be a base level of production that they're looking for, whether you're, player or prospect. Like, that has to be there for them to even recruit you at all anyway.
Got you. Got you. So my next thing, I'm gonna shorten it up a little bit because of time. So what is the difference between a trainer and a player development coach? So
I mean, go ahead.
No, you got it, Peter.
Well,
go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead, Peter.
I mean, like you and I was talking about yesterday. It's now people want to separate the two to kind of fit their narrative, but in theory, they're the same. Like if I'm coming into your gym to get some work in with you, ultimately it's about getting better. It's not just about refining or just keeping what I have sharp. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to still get better. So you are a player development coach, regardless of whether you call yourself a skill trainer, and I know you gave me a good breakdown in differentiating between the two, but just getting guys in the gym to get some ball handling in and get a sweat, like, what's the purpose? I mean, just kind of how I view it.
No, I mean, that's I can like, in theory, yes, they are kind of one and the same. How I kind of look at it is, I kind of look at somebody that's like a trainer. I feel like anybody can train and anybody can put on their business card trainer, right? My dad is a trainer. Like, he's been, training me since I was a kid, but my dad's not I wouldn't call my dad a player development coach, but I mean, being my father, yes, he has to develop but I think anybody can pick up some drills off YouTube, et cetera, and okay, I'm a trainer. Okay, cool. But I think the difference in being a player development coach is, I think, the investment level and the dedication to the craft in terms of all that you are providing or helping the player with. I know I can only speak for me, but a lot of my kids know the extent of what we do, whether that's Zoom calls or study sheets, or just, I have a lot of different things that I use to help them get better, on the court, plans, physically, plans to help their mental, all those things. I feel like the ongoing learning curve and trying to learn different ways to impact different players or develop different players, I think the dedication and investment into that is what the separator is. Because a lot of people can come, and like I said, you could find some really good drills on YouTube, and that's good stuff, and you can literally just do the same thing and like it'd be solid, and you could essentially call yourself a good trainer, and then you like, well, I know what I know, and this is I know this works, but I feel like the ongoing studying, the ongoing dedication to film, or trying to discover different ways to reach this kid and a different way to reach that kid. This kid does things different than that kid, and trying to find a way to get them all to a certain point. It's not a one size fit all. You can't just do like, hey, you got to do this. Well, I think all of the things that encompass into that is what makes a player development coach. And I think a lot of people don't tap into that side because, like, okay, well, the drills I do are good. Well, that's fine, but what is that supplemented by? What is all the other stuff you're doing? How are you you know, what's the proof in the stuff that you're teaching? Like, are you continuing to study the game? I feel like that's what is the difference between just somebody who trains and somebody who's actually, you know, a player development coach.
Of course. Well, man, we got to move on to, you know, my boy Rob with the Curls Corner. But I do appreciate both of y'all, you know, coming on here and breaking it down, answering these questions for me and things like that. Definitely probably try to get y'all on something else again to finish it more in depth and things like that. But again, man, appreciate both of y'all for coming on today to the Shot Clock.
No doubt, no doubt.
Appreciate you.
No problem, man.
Peace.
Peace.
One thing you'll never see me do, and that's giving up. That money, you right, can't get enough. Pump pressure to the game, and I ain't letting up.
Rob, you on mute right now.
My boy had to get me right. I'm sorry.
That's
man.
horrible, man. The guest got to come on and tell
tripping.
you on mute, man.
Hey,
Hey,
that's
man.
why I got him on
Hey.
because he got my back. That's why I got him on here.
Oh, man, let me get off the screen, man. Dang.
Okay, I got to do that whole thing over again. We are on Carol's Corner, Season 3. The first guest is Mr. Got My Back now. But nah, Mr. Comeback himself, man. Jalen Bernard, Cy Ranch High School, senior, class of 2023, committed to Longwood University, man. Welcome, Jalen. Welcome to the corner, man. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me.
Man, no problem, man. Thank you for coming on, man. So we're going to jump right into it, man. So you have a great sophomore year. You go through AAU, coming into your junior year at the beginning of the junior year in the summer. You have a knee injury, man. Just talk about that for a little bit.
Well, it was definitely tough to battle. I mean, kind of just went up wrong on a plant when I was going baseline on the layup. Didn't really know what happened, but when I went down, I for sure knew something was wrong. Multiple things going through my head, but, you know, I had to wait till I got to the doctor. That was a long process, too. Didn't really get the results till about a month later, but it led to some good things, so I just be grateful about it.
Got you. You go through rehab. For the kids out there that may have injuries, man, just talk about how integral your parents was with helping you with the mental aspect of going through that.
Well, for sure, my dad had to keep me, like, my head screwed on and stuff. I was thinking everything was over. I mean, I was thinking my recruitment was going to drop really, really low. And he just told me that you keep working. It only takes one time for a college coach to see you and people to see you for you to really get on their radar. So all the time you work in the rehab and behind the scenes what people really don't know, it's going to show up when the time comes.
Got you. I know a lot of things was going through your mind as that season progressed. Y'all had a great season last year. You could have been somebody that hung your head, but I went to a lot of y'all games. You were one of the biggest vocal supporters on the bench, always contributing with your voice, talking to teammates. Just tell us what you saw from just sitting and seeing that season. Like, what did you learn as a player?
Well, mostly, I think my IQ really raised after just sitting on the sideline a lot and watching. I got to see why some people were doing certain things, maybe what players didn't see while they were playing, how people were moving. When, like, sometimes you need to, like, backdoor, do different things. It was way easier to see when you're on the sideline. So now when I'm playing, I see it way slower and easier. I got to kind of see what the coaches were thinking while players were playing, or kind of like what their thoughts were when they were just talking out loud. So it's kind of easier to read the coach's mind and just know what they're going through.
Got you. You think that time? I mean, obviously you wanted to play, but do you think that time off helped you be a better player with your IQ and everything? Like, you think in retrospect it might have been a blessing in disguise?
Yes, so I think it definitely was a blessing in disguise before that, any of my coaches can tell you, I was really just trying to shoot the ball, score, and just. I mean, defense was a little like I didn't really care too much about it. But it
Yeah,
really opened my eyes and just showed like you can really impact the game on different things other than scoring for sure.
got you. Just from just a teammate standpoint, how proud were you of what y'all did last year, even though you weren't out there?
Definitely was very proud. I mean, they made the fourth round, fought tough against Duncanville. I mean, that's a good team and all, but we all have our like speculations. Still think we could have went farther. We're a little let down, but they worked really hard in the weight room and practice. A lot of unseen things. Dudes really being passionate during practice was really showed in game and very much translated.
Got you. I know it was a lot of talk amongst inner circles about whether you should come back or not, were you coming back early or not, too early, should I say. Did you ever have any doubt in your mind that you were not going to play this past summer?
Uh, Definitely. They told me that it was going to be a more the 7 to 9 process, and they told me I had a lot of body weight, upper body. So they told me it may take even longer to get my legs like stronger to get to support myself. But what one of my doctors, a friend of mine, really told me that after 3 months your ACL is kind of like reconstructed. Now you need to get your blood flowing together, but for the most part, you're fine, and all you're doing is trying to get your strength together. So once I heard that, it kind of made me strive that as long as I know I'm strong enough, I can come back a little earlier. So I mean, I missed a few tournaments early on, spring icebreaker and different things, but definitely wanted to be back for the circuits where all the college coaches are. We're really there.
Yeah, session 3, man. Y'all did y'all thing. You averaged like 15 points, like 7 rebounds, shot like 42% from the 3-point line. Y'all got a dub, big championships, man. Like, how did that feel?
It felt great. I mean, we got two big additions. I mean, one of my homeboys from 15 and 16 years, Smurf, came back to us, really helped us. We got a big addition with Chris Johnson. He really just poured onto us and showed us different things where it came to IQ, really just having confidence while playing, knowing that nobody can really mess with us when we had our full potential. So it really, really helped us a lot.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people forgot, like, even before the championship, I think you had like 30 points against Texas Impact. I know you had like a highlight poster when you dunked on somebody, you let them know about it. Um, so I know that was good. Fast forward a little bit. You take a trip to Longwood. You had like 4 or 5 offers, I think. I think Longwood was your first visit though.
Yes,
And
sir.
you come out of the trip and you commit, man. So what did you see at Longwood that made you want to go ahead and put that across your chest?
Well, a big thing is I was the first person to visit Longwood out of the whole 2023 class. So they made it a priority for me to be there early. It was more of a family atmosphere. They had a lot, they were really working on the campus for basketball. It's the only basketball school, no football team. So, they got a good new weight room, they got new programs coming in, they got all this and that. And they're really just focused on basketball. And I felt like the coaches could really develop me very well. And I saw what I liked there. I mean, some other schools are taking it slower on me. They're maybe waiting for other kids or different things. So, I mean, if they're winning, I got a coach right there that really wants me. I took a chance on the people that really cared about me and was really there for me from the beginning.
Man, look at that. Somebody who was actually listening to us, man. We reaching people, man. Nah. So we seen you a couple of weekends ago at the preseason jam. Um, Kind of a new role for you, kind of sort of. You was playing point guard. I think that's gonna be your role this year. How do you feel about that coming into this new season with a whole new cast of players?
It's definitely, I wouldn't say a burden, but it's definitely is a new role for sure. I mean, I'm used to just scoring, not really having to worry about, setting people up, just scoring, going play defense. But it's kind of expanding my game a little bit. I'm kind of seeing a little bit of more things to open up and just see how everything works out playing the point while knowing if they don't stop me on a pick and roll or something, I can still go score easily. But definitely a challenge trying to like deal with the double team and stuff like that. I got to maneuver through that and give my teammates the ball. But it's giving my teammates confidence and stuff. When I'm passing them the ball openly and they're wanting to shoot it, they're really thinking that they're open and shooting it. Which before, when I wasn't at point guard and we were practicing, they really didn't know if they should take the shot or not, if they should pass it back to me. So it's really just boosting everybody's confidence. We're playing better and better as the weeks go on.
Gotcha. Tell us something. Tell us three things that we might not know about Coach Huffmeister. Well, hold on before you say that. I'm interested in this. So this is the second part. Tell us three things that we might not know about Coach Huffmeister and Coach Harrison, because those are two interesting personalities.
I got you. So Coach Huffmeister, he's really caring, really all about the kids. If I'm being real, he's always checking up on us, always just asking us how we're doing. And if we look maybe sad at practice, look a little down, if energy's not right, he's always gonna ask you first before even getting on to you or nothing. In games, I mean, he may get a little riled up and stuff. He doesn't get riled up too much though. Actually, like he kind of just says what he needs to say and just keeps it like just right then and there. Another thing is he's all about the work for sure. If you're ready to work, he's gonna be there with you the whole time. He's definitely gonna make sacrifices to be there with you. And Coach Harrison's like everybody knows he's a different breed, different type of coach. Not everybody can handle it. He may seem a little mean, a little outgoing when it comes onto the court, but he's really a nice guy, like really good heart. He's just very passionate about basketball. He definitely another thing, he pushes you like really hard. Like he sees more potential than you really do see in yourself. And no matter what, like if you complete something, if you do decent or good, he's gonna tell you it's not good. He always wants you to get better no matter what. He's gonna keep pushing you no matter what. I mean, like I had a 30-point game. The next game, he's still on my butt. Like you need to do this and that. Play defense. I don't care about that other game. Like, he's gonna keep pushing you for sure. Make sure that you're straight in every game, every practice, no matter what people don't even see. He's gonna be there pushing you.
Gotcha. So I got a couple of more questions before we get into this or that. What should people expect when we come to see Sirens this year?
I think we're definitely an underdog team. People are gonna see a lot of names pop up, a lot of names that people may not know, but we got two big freshmen gonna play big roles. A lot of people may not know about them, but they're gonna know for sure in a bit. We got a 2024 Chris Tippins. He's on the radar a little bit, but he's gonna definitely move up a bit. We got a couple of seniors that are gonna play roles for us, but they're gonna play roles better than other teams. And you just expect us to win, expect us to shock minds. We're gonna just keep it moving throughout the season.
What matchup are you looking forward to the most this season?
Let's see. Mostly all of our games. I know I got a scrimmage against Side Creek. Got Corey not a good player. I mean, that's a good guard matchup. I mean, it's not a real game, but it's real scrimmage no matter what. Definitely looking forward to in-district play. We got Bridgeland, and we got different places like South Lakes and South Springs. Mainly all of them we're looking forward to. We want to play against some of our guys and just show what we can do for sure. A big matchup though, Cy Falls. I want to see how that goes on. You got a big U of H committed, JoJo. That'll be a little hassle to guard, but we're ready to do it.
Got you. So that leads me right into my last question, man. JoJo, everybody, a lot of people saying he gonna win district MVP. How you feel your chances are? Put it out there to the world.
Well, with my confidence, I think I'm ready to win it. I'm ready to take it for sure. It'll definitely go by who's winning more, who's doing more and stuff, but there'll definitely be a dogfight for it for sure.
Okay, I like it. Now we finna jump into the world famous this or that. I'm gonna ask you two questions. You tell me which one you like better, right?
Yeah.
So the first question I'm gonna start with: LeBron James or Michael Jordan?
I got LeBron James.
Okay. Why though? Can I just give me a brief why? I just want to hear it.
I don't really have a good why. It's more of I grew up watching LeBron James, so I think I see more greatness in him than Michael Jordan. But if I probably grew up watching Michael Jordan, it'll probably be flipped in the opposite way.
I got you. I respect that. 5v5 or individual workouts?
I think 5v5. 5v5 kind of lets you know what's going to be there, but the spacing is going to be individual. People be going from sideline to sideline, dribbling and stuff. That's not how it's going to be in game. You're not going to have that much space to really work and maneuver. So 5v5 is definitely more realistic.
Okay. Game winning shot at home or game winning shot on the road?
Definitely at home. At home for sure.
Okay. Last question. Dunk on somebody or block somebody who trying to dunk on you?
Dunk on somebody for sure. For sure.
Okay. Hey man, I just want to say thank you, Jalen. Want to say come from a great family. Your mom, Dr. Bernard, and your dad,
Yeah,
Mr.
doctor,
Bernard,
make sure
man.
you say
Great
it right.
people. Yeah, we got to put the doctor on it, man. We got to put
Yeah,
the doctor
yeah.
on it. Put the respect on it, man. But no, to see what you overcame in a short period of time, man, is eye opening, man. I appreciate you for coming on, being my first guest this year, man.
Hey,
Yes,
boy,
sir.
I knew I wrote about you for a reason, boy. You like LeBron. I knew I wrote about you for
Oh
a reason.
Lord.
Hey, Jalen, can I ask you, man, how did you survive the defender summers with Larry over there and Chad? Like, yo, how did you do that, man? Oh my God!
For me,
Look,
it was
Chad
kind of
is in here, right? Chad's still in here. Like,
Yeah, my guy Chad. My guy
I
Chad's
gotta make
still in
sure
here,
he's
man.
still in here, man. How did you survive those guys, man?
well, for me, it was more of like a lifestyle. I mean, I've been there since 15U. So anything that happened, anything that was said, I mean, it wasn't nothing surprising to me. It was kind of like normal for me.
I
You know,
got
there are
you, man.
a lot of coaches passionate about what they do. So but it was like Chad said, it was very fun. A lot of unseen things. That was definitely fun.
Nah,
To do.
I believe it. Those guys, I will say, those guys definitely they love their players. You know, I can say that from seeing it personally and hearing about it and being around. You know, those Larry and Chad, those guys, like they really care about their players. I definitely tell them that. That's the last and only defenders plug I'm gonna give. All right.
Yeah, Jalen. I want to say to you and your family, thank you for entrusting me to kind of help y'all along the process of the whole everything. And then, secondly, did you know that you had the most number one plays on the shot clock?
I didn't know that. I
Yeah,
know I had a couple. I think my sophomore year, but I didn't know that for sure.
yeah, yep. You've had them. This is the third season. You've had the most number one plays on the top 10.
How many is it? Do you know?
You had 4.
4. We're gonna turn that
Yeah,
up this year too.
Yeah, that season 1 sophomore year, you was going crazy.
yeah.
You was going crazy.
Yeah, your mom was sending me a dunk seemed like every day you was dunking on somebody, man.
Yeah, I had a game
Hey,
4 months time when it happened.
I just want to say how scary they would be if everybody was still there. But,
Yeah, last year, yeah,
but,
with a healthy
but Jalen,
Bernard and you keep
Jalen,
Docs there.
you know how good y'all. Can we kind of talk about that? Can we just go to fairy tale land? Just
Yeah,
one.
we got like 6 minutes spare.
Devin Pryor was over there, right?
Devin Pryor,
Yep.
Trent
Burns,
Burns,
John
Alvin
O.
Burns, yeah.
Jonathan Ogunfaye, bro.
What? No, I'm not talking about the name. I'm saying like all those guys were there with
All
Raspberry.
All them people was there,
with
yeah.
Jalen
Raspberry.
Bernard,
Raspberry,
the Mesa,
Bernard, yeah, all them was
the
Adam
Dokes
together.
Third,
kid,
Yes.
Giselle Manecki,
Manek.
Yep.
Yo,
Manek,
what were those
yeah.
practices? How were those practices?
Nope.
Were they like extra competitive, or was it like
very,
because
very
a
fun.
few of them guys aren't like you, right? A few of those guys are kind of laid back. You know, they not really, you know, they ain't really just doggish. You know, like what were those practices like?
Well, a lot of them really played the role really well. So it was more of like an evenly 5-5 matchup, but it was all experienced people and people really just playing. And the mistakes that were made were more like, I would say, like advanced and not really bonehead plays. So it was really like fun to watch. You would see something different. You could come down and see Ryan Moore hit 3 threes in a row. Next time you see Dubem do like a windmill in traffic,
Ryan
like,
Moore.
you just see anything happen.
And then you just got a 7-footer, just the only one in Texas, in Houston, just chilling.
No. Clemens got one now. Watch out.
I'm talking
Now,
about
this
when
was
they
2
were all
years ago.
there.
No, I'm just
When
messing.
they
I'm
were
just
all
messing with you.
there. So it's just like those are I like stories, and that's the story I wanted to kind of. But I just want to say congratulations. I got to watch your journey from the first time I ever saw you play basketball was at Marcus Sloan on the Run, OTR exposure. It was the
Freshman
first.
orientation.
It was the freshman orientation, first camp,
Yeah.
and you separated yourself then. Like everybody knew, what kids that were really, really going to be like front runners in that class and be really, really good. So I was just looking for kids that was going to be really, really good. They just had to figure it out, and you figured it out, and you've been nonstop ever since. So we just want to salute you at Extra Eyes for letting us be able to cover your career.
Appreciate that for sure. All the stuff you've done. Really appreciate that.
My bad, Sloan. My bad.
On the run.
My bad.
He meant freshman orientation.
OTR is on my. Hey, you really want to know why I call it on the run? Because you had got the shirt made for your wife. That was the same weekend, bro. So I've always called that camp on the run because I had made your wife a nice shirt. Crazy, huh?
That's really crazy.
You know what? I'm gonna stop telling my good stories out here. Y'all be so disrespectful.
Hey, Jalen, I got a question for you. Like the segment before we talked about positions, right? When in your recruitment with Longwood, what was there a position discussion? And if there was, what was that position discussion like? Because, like you said, you're playing on the ball now. Most of the time, you kind of play it on the wing, right? You with different matchups, you'll body them. You shoot it very well. So, what was the position discussion with the coach at Longwood, or if there was one?
Well, when I talked to Coach Griff, he really told me that he would expand me out and play me from the 1 to the 3, depending on who we playing. If they have like a bigger lineup, smaller lineup, he'll move me around. But something that really stood out is I had a chance at early playing time if I worked hard enough for it. So that definitely stood out from some of the other schools.
No,
Hey, shout out
that's
to that Longwood staff. They really do they do their homework and they do their due diligence. They do a good job of identifying who they want and they aggressively pursue. So
yeah, but the coach is from Houston, right? Isn't he from Houston?
Yes,
or Texas or
Yeah.
something? Yeah. I thought I heard.
Yeah,
I thought I heard him say that. Yeah. No, that's very good. Hey, so what are you working on to prepare yourself for college?
Definitely being more of a 3-level scorer. I'm kind of working on my mid range a little more, playing off the pick and roll a lot, way more because Longwood does a lot of playing off the pick and roll, and just being more simple and making the right decisions easier. Just making like a simple pass, 2-handed rebound, pushing the break when I need to, or just slowing it down, and a lot of tempo work, not just dribbling at one speed, going at one speed, kind of like stopping and going when I choose.
I like that. I know one thing you won't have to worry. You don't have to work on is freaking muscles. Goddamn. You got shoulders and arms already, like a college dude. I need to borrow your push-up routine. Let me know what you do.
Whoa,
I was looking kind of weak. I was looking kind of weak today out there.
Put that last comment up.
Man, Jalen, man, we appreciate you for hopping on, for taking time out your day, man. We're gonna let you go. We got another special guest coming on. Man, so I'll be seeing you around because I'm always at the Cypress game. So wishing you a successful season, man. And it's gonna be an exciting senior year, man. A lot of top 10 plays coming from you. I already know, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
Yep.
I mean, that was Jalen Bernard on Carroll's Corner, but up next we got another special guest coming on the show today. On the King No Crown.
Yeah. I'm in this thing. Y'all see I had to take my hoodie off, I had to represent for my guy. Yeah. You see that, baby? Yeah. I had to represent. I'm a Longhorn guy, but I really rock with you, man. So
you know
I had
what?
to represent.
After what your Longhorns did to my Sooners yesterday, I got to take it on the chin.
Hey, man, I love to see it. I love to see it. My college roommate is an OU fan, so but I definitely let him have it yesterday. Coach Kellen Sampson, what's going on, man? How you feeling today?
Man, doing good. Appreciate you guys having me on. Always good to talk a little hoops, man.
No, I appreciate you coming on. You know, we've been trying to do this for a few weeks. I was told today you're the biggest guest in shot clock history. I thought it was me. But you know, I appreciate it. All right, I appreciate it. All right, so
it's a title I'll hold for a week. This thing's getting bigger and bigger.
No, man. Listen, I don't want to speak too far ahead, but you just might be, man. You just might be. All right, Coach. You played at Oklahoma for your dad, right?
Mm-hmm.
You did a grad assistant at Indiana. You did a grad assistant at Oklahoma as well. Then you were at SFA.
Yep.
I don't know if many people knew that. You guys had a really good staff back then, right?
We had. So I think there was one, but I think it was David Peavy. And then Uric, I think, replaced Peavy, Uric Malagy. And then I replaced Uric. And then there was a gap, but then Talvin Hester replaced me. So it was an awesome, just kind of cauldron to be in. It's a tremendous brotherhood of guys that worked at SFA. And we all had some similar experiences. But we all learned a lot. And, you know, one thing about Coach Casper is he was okay with giving young guys a chance to do it and a chance to get in the business. We're all super appreciative of just the opportunity.
That's good. So from SFA, Appalachian State, right? Yep. I've heard some Appalachian State stories, right? Appalachian State was good to you. And then from there, that's in 2014. You're at the University of Houston, right?
Yep.
You get to University of Houston, and as a Houstonian, University of Houston was one of the worst basketball programs in the state and in the city, right? So you guys come into that. What was the what was the plan coming into that, right?
You know, I think that and we had a cheat code, and we had Alvin Brooks on our staff, who's so respected and beloved, and you know, he knew so many people here, and so I think one of the thought process when we first got to Houston was we need to build an infrastructure where it's okay or it's cool for U of H kids to come to Houston, or for Houston kids to come to U of H. But that wasn't going to get done in a year. It wasn't going to get done in a cycle, especially when you're trying to do it the right way. And so we had to do a great job of identifying kids that we felt like we could get first and foremost. You know, let's not spin our wheels. And then the second thing is let's build quality relationships along the way, you know, not just a fly by the night. Hey, they stopped through the gym one time and then we never see them again. You know, there was so many instances while we were targeting the kids that we felt like we could get, but we all spent time in the community. We all spent time in the gyms, just trying to build infrastructure and inroads and really try to build relationships that mattered. With folks, even if it didn't result in a recruit right away.
A player, yeah.
When we got to U of H, we knew we were going to try to be here for the long haul. You know, my dad says it all the time, but look, he was committed to this being his last job, and that meant we unpacked our bags when we got to Houston, and we knew that we weren't just trying to win and get out, flip this thing and get out. That was never our thought processes. We felt like we could build a superpower here, and we cut a lot of breaks along the way. But I think it all started with when we got here. We settled into building meaningful relationships early.
So with those relationships come players, local players, right? Mm-hmm. We've talked about it. I asked you, but before, and your answer was really, really good. The city of Houston, the state of Texas, is a hotbed in basketball, right? You guys sort of started your run to the top with a few Houston players, right? One of them being Galen Robinson. I listened to Coach Sampson on the guy. What was that podcast he did? I can't think of the name of it, but it was like last week. I listened to it and he was talking and he mentioned Galen Robinson's name 2 times. Galen Robinson hasn't played there in about 3 years, right? So that guard and that class, how special was that for you guys and for the future? Because Galen was a Houston kid. Everybody, I can't think of one person that didn't like Galen, right? Didn't like him as a player or as a person.
What was so cool is that when we were recruiting Galen, there wasn't one person who hated on G. You know, he had universal respect amongst the city. He was a Houston kid. He came up through all the gyms in and around town. He was in he was in Luke's lab. He was with Marlon forever. But he was, man, in so many ways the city's child, and that everybody got a chance to really watch his growth, watch his development. And I think everybody had a keen interest in watching that kid be successful. And so, it just so happened that by the time he was a senior, he had developed into somebody who could be the Guy V. Lewis Player of the Year. And we were super fortunate that he was in the city to be had. We were super fortunate that in our first recruiting class, there was somebody with that kind of charisma, magnetism. People could identify with him because there isn't always that kind of kid in every class where the city can get really behind and be like, you know what? U of H may not be all bad. Coach Sampson may not be all bad. Galen's saying yes. So let's let kind of hear him out. And if you listen to Fabian White, Galen Robinson's courage to say yes to U of H when it wasn't very good. I remember our current practice development center. We had to show Miss Alicia, Galen's mom, the hole in the ground for her to really believe that U of H. We high fives, right?
Yeah, I mean the whole city had to see it to believe.
We had to not just a picture or a rendering or look here. There's a damn hole in the ground. This is really going to happen.
Yeah,
and I think that was the first sign. Maybe this Sampson dude's onto something. Maybe things will truly be different for Houston. But Galen's courage, Marlon Lowe's courage, Miss Alicia's courage, Trey Austin's courage, and they all were really comfortable sending Galen to us. And then look, Galen had to be successful.
Yeah. And there were struggles in the beginning, right? I came to a few of those practices, and there were definitely struggles. So here's my segue into it. You see how I'm doing this? The development of Galen Robinson and development of many of your other guards, right? Like Rob Gray, who was a JUCO kid, right?
Yep.
Man, my mind is going blank. I thought about this. What's my Corey Davis?
Corey Davis
was another guard.
Yep.
Armani Brooks.
We signed Rob Gray, Galen Robinson, and Damian Dotson all in the first class.
Damian Dotson, yes.
Dottie was a kid, and again, you just talk about breaks or I want to say it was fortunate, but what happened in Oregon, it happened.
Yeah,
it was available. Some options weren't prevalent. U of H was.
Yeah,
and he was available for us to get. So our first year was what it was. That to wrap up our 14-15 class. So after our 15 year in our backcourt, we signed Galen Robinson, we signed Damian Dotson, and we signed Rob Gray, all in the same first recruiting class, and we were able to flip it and get it respectable. I think that we won 13 and 19 our first year. Our second year, we were able to get to 22 wins. Didn't get to the NCAA tournament, but we got to the NIT where we're respectable and people could see tangible improvement. So
definitely. So with that being said, right, Corey Davis is a Louisiana guy. Rob Gray is from North Carolina. Galen is from Houston. Damon is from Houston. With you guys' recent success and you guys continuing to level up and get better and better and better each year, what is the pressure of recruiting the city? Right, we talked about this before, but is there even pressure to recruit the city, to recruit the best player? Even if that player might not be a typical U of H guy.
I think it's important that you have a strong opinion on every kid in the city. And I think there's what we can't have happen is there be a kid in the city of Houston who goes underevaluated. Is there pressure to take said kid? I think that our track record, and we've done a great job with our Houstonians at this point. 8 years ago, yeah, hell yeah, there was pressure to take a Houston kid because that was the knock on Houston all the way through, is that, under previous regimes, they didn't always recruit the city as well. I think Coach Dickey did a really good job of recruiting the city in the tenure before us. They didn't, as a team, have the success that they were hoping to, but I think he certainly tried to target and get the right Houston kids at home. But we not only had to recruit the Houston kids, we had to make sure that they were successful when they were here. We had to pour into their development. We had to pour into their growth. And the only way that they're going to develop and grow is to play.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's really, really important. And that's a big part of our eval process when we recruit a Houston kid is don't recruit a Houston kid, not play him. It's not fair to anybody. It's not fair to the young man. It's got to play in front of his people.
Yeah.
It's got to play in front of all of his, that he grew up with. It's not fair to the coaching staff because now you're creating some bad blood within the community, and then it's not good for the community. Look, if the community is going to be willing to send us their best players, look, they got to pan out. And I think that there's more pressure that in that regard that if everybody's on board with sending a local kid our way, it's got to work out. Yeah. And I think our track record has been pretty good at not only investing in Houston kids early, but hanging in there with them, developing them, getting them through their freshman year, and then by the time they get to their second, third year, they take off.
So with that recruiting a Houston kid, and Doug just brought up a really good point. 4 straight years, you guys have really gotten a top player in Houston. JVR, he did go to Mount Verdi, but at the time, I think he was the number 1 player in the city. Terrence Arsenault as well, was up there as the number 1 player in the city, along with I think Griggs as well, right? So those guys were the top guys. What did you see in those guys that made you feel like they are a U of H player? Because anybody who goes to a U of H game knows one thing and one thing for sure. Y'all are going to guard the damn basketball, right? That basketball is going to get guarded and it's going to get rebounded. But when you're looking at players, and not just Houston players, but players in general, what do you see and what do you look for in those players that makes you, that makes you feel that those guys can come in and help produce now at a high major level?
So it all starts with their natural competitiveness. They got to walk through the door being a nasty, gritty, competitive son of a gun. Like if they're not that, then it's not going to work out. And there's certainly been kids that we passed on that we just didn't feel like they've met that bare minimum requirement.
Mm-hmm.
Is you got to be a tough, hard-nosed winner. And if you're not that, it's going to be really hard for us to get off first base with you.
So let me give me your definition of your tough in your sense, because I hear tough and I talk to people about tough, and to some people tough is the fist ball after after they made a basket. Right. Tough is the chest bump. Tough is the the hard foul like that. That's tough. What is the definition of tough to you guys?
So we try to define it as a competitive stamina. How quickly can you get to your best, and how often can you stay there? I don't want a guy that's a monster on a Tuesday night, and then he backdoors and he no-shows Friday.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's one of the great parts about obviously when you recruit Houston, but you live here, is you get a chance to see guys grow over the years. You get a chance to see guys progress, and it's important that you just don't evaluate them in one snapshot and have try to who they are in one moment, and that carries on forever. Alvin Brooks, I think, who's got the cheat sheet on how to recruit and sustain and build through this city. But Houston kids always grow and develop and progress at their own rate.
Mm-hmm.
Some kids are ready, their freshman year. Some kids are look, it's by the end of their senior year that they kind of finally put it together. Every situation's different. But you just got to keep going back. You just got to keep watching them, and you just got to keep evaluating their competitiveness. How do they play in the big games? How do they play in the games that matter? And having been in Houston for as long as we have, the rivalry games.
Mm-hmm.
We know the games that are talked about. We know the games that have a lot of hype and pomp and circumstance, and that's got a little something on the line.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see what you do in those. Now, if you get 40 in a meaningless game. Look, that doesn't tell us a lot.
Yeah.
And then you have the high school evaluation process, which is really important because you want to see if kids will sacrifice. Because look, you get a chance to hang a banner if you win in high school. That means something, and that evaluation is important and has its own place in the process. Then you want to see how they develop in AAU as they play maybe with better players.
Mm-hmm.
As they play, can they be a good player next to a good player? And that evaluation piece, can they be a fighter maybe when there's not as much organization or as much structure? Are they still a fighter? Are they still a competitive? Do they have a way to rally their teammates around them? That's a part of the eval process. And then each position has its own. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200 with us. Look, our point guards have to be able to do X, Y, and Z. Our two wings, our guard next to the point's got to be a legitimate guard. Our wing next to a guard's got to have this bare minimum skills. What do our fours look like? And then what do our fives look like? And when you have a clear idea of what you want in each position, it makes it really easier. It makes it really easier to be accurate with your evals, and then confidently say one way or the other. Look, this we're green on this kid, or what, we're going to go red. These are the reasons why, and let's not disrespect anybody by stringing anybody along.
Yeah, gotcha. So now, next year you guys will be next year, right? 2024.
Yeah.
20, yeah. You guys will be you guys will be in the Big 12.
Right.
Does the type, not the type, does the type of player you recruit change, right? Because you no matter what, you want the competitor. Sure. He has to be able to compete. But there are a lot of Big 12 level, high major caliber guys who, they kind of turn it off and turn it on.
Right.
Does that change for you guys?
Yes, it has to. I think not that we think our formula is wrong or broke. Obviously, we've won at a pretty good level, but I think one thing about where we're at is we're able to almost take a deep breath and develop guys throughout their careers a little bit more because of maybe the league we're in or the opportunities that we're in. Great examples is a guy like Chris Harris. Look, we were able to bring him along a little when he was ready. We didn't have to throw him out there before he was ready.
And out of high school, he went to
committed to A&M.
Yeah,
and then he actually signed with us out of high school.
Yeah, but then he go to like a community college or something.
Didn't make it academically, and then had to kite to a JUCO. And Coach Brooks did a great job of keeping his hands on that whole situation, and we got 3 years out of him. But I think in the Big 12 I use him because look, his size and his strength. Look, we may have had to play him earlier because of sheer size, and he wasn't quite ready. And sometimes when you play kids before they're ready, it does something to them in a negative way. Whereas we were able to kind of get through until he was ready. Then he had a terrific senior year, and this is year 3 for him playing overseas, and he's made more money each year simply because he was ready when his opportunity came. So it changes a little bit what we do, especially in the front court. I feel like we've recruited guards here pretty well for a long time. Yeah. We got a good idea what we're looking at, what we're seeking in all of our guards. So I don't know if our guard recruiting will change a whole lot, but we got to keep doing a good job of getting bigger and bigger up front.
I got you. So I got about 5 minutes. Actually, I might have a little less, but let's go 5 minutes. Mr. Dudes asked about Terrence Arsenault.
Yeah,
right? We can speak on Terrence Arsenault. It's a both kid. Everybody like Terrence Arsenault is kind of like Galen Robinson. Never heard anybody say anything negative about Terrence Arsenault. How is he coming along? How is his development? What are the expectations for if any? If you want to speak on that for Terrence this year.
The whole challenge for any freshman, especially any freshman that walks through our doors, you've got to learn to fight back, right? Because our upperclassmen know how to fight first. They know how to hit first. They know that as soon as they cross the lines, they know how to attack you. and everything is with crazy purpose and is with crazy intent. Our freshmen don't. They're not supposed to. They're coming straight from high school for a reason.
Yeah.
The goal for all freshmen is that they got to learn to hit back, and that's what Terrence is learning how to do right now. Because once he learns to hit back, look, his talent takes over. It's not like that dude not super talented, and so he's in that moment. He's in that process. Fabian White went through it. Galen went through it. Nate Hinton went through it. All of our best freshmen, and certainly Terrence is that, went through it. Jarvis Walker's in it right now.
Yes.
They're all learning to hit back, and that could be competing against another guy. That could be, look, practice just changed in an instant with coach. You know, everybody thought we were getting ready to wind down. All of a sudden, coach tries to ratchet it back up. You got to learn to fight back.
Yeah,
you can't turn the machine off too quick. So, Terrence is going to be a rock star here. And I think sooner than later he's going to be what everybody thinks he should be.
That's good. So you just brought up Walker. That's you guys' first 5-star recruit outside of Quentin Grimes, right? With the transfer.
And Devontae Pollard. So we've had 2 McDonald's All-Americans here. Devontae Pollard came from JUCO. He was on our very, very first and second team. He was our first all-conference player. And then obviously Grimes. But Jarris is our first one straight out of high school.
Mm-hmm. That's his impact on this year's season. You guys are predicted. Let's talk about it. Predicted. Top 5, top 3, top 2, top 1 teams in the country, right? I don't know. The coaches for those teams don't want to hear. Everybody here is excited about it. You guys get in the All-American, you get a McDonald's All-American coming in, right? With all of these returners. The expectation is through the roof. Is there a change? Is there a different vibe around that facility these days?
No. I mean, I think it's the same. And Coach said, we're blessed that Coach has done this before, right? He's had a preseason. I don't know how many he's had, but he's done this walk before, and he knows how to get a team that has no expectations. He knows how to put a chip on their shoulder and make them hungry and ready to get to it. And a team that's maybe expected to do something, he knows how to put a chip on their shoulder, and that's our challenge right now. Is how do we have a chip? How do we have an angry chip on our shoulder to where we feel like we're still the hunter in all this, and we're crazy blessed that that we're with a guy who's got coach's experience and he knows how to make every day. They're just trying to survive the day. They're just trying to survive the next bubble drill. They're just trying to survive the next loose ball drill, the next 5-on-5 segment where look, it's damn near hand-to-hand combat. I promise you, they're not trying to worry about anything other than just trying to be the best team that they can be. And it all starts at the top. And then everybody else is aligned how we're supposed to be. It's a process. It's day by day. It's all the typical bullshit you hear about. Right?
Yeah, you giving me the political stuff, man. I'm not trying to hear that, man. Kevin, listen.
That was what it is.
I'm over, man. I appreciate you. We're gonna bring all the guys back in now. I definitely appreciate you. Like I said, we've been trying to do this for a couple weeks. We're all looking forward to it, man. We're all looking forward to it. To
and
this
I think
season.
This has got a chance to be really cool for the city if we do our part. This has got a chance to be something that the community hopefully can get a part of and be excited.
Just like this. Just like when this happened, man.
And the Final Four is in Houston this year.
And the Final Four is in Houston.
I've heard
Facts.
that.
And the Final Four is in Houston.
We're just trying to figure out if we can run our offense. You guys talking about the Final Four, Jesus Christ!
So
stop it, man.
we are.
Hey, everybody talking about rebounding. Look, you start over with that. All the rebounds we got last year, they didn't carry over.
It doesn't. That's right.
So trying to get our dudes to their.
I got one question for you, Samson.
Hold on, hold on. Before y'all all get to y'all questions, man. When I first came to the city, and everybody was talking crazy about me, Coach. I'm not seriously. Coach Sampson was the first person who reached out and just told me, "You're doing a good job. Keep doing what you're doing." Ever since then, communication's been open. I can call him. He answers, calls me out, answers, text, whatever, no matter the time of day. So just want to say I appreciate you for that. And everybody else who got questions, make sure y'all go to U of H coaches clinic this weekend.
Yes, Saturday.
Right. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And
That's it. I know everybody else got a bunch of questions, Coach. So I'm gonna get out the way, man.
One thing about the clinic is Coach will be
Oh,
unhinged.
G-Day.
You know, we don't. He'll be his typical self. If somebody ain't hustling, they're gonna get their ass chewed up just like they would on a normal day.
Facts. Well, I know you close with D King, so D King gets special treatment to the games, tickets in the back of the locker room.
Hey, first of all, no, that
say,
has nothing to do with him. That has nothing to do with him, by the way.
All I'm gonna say is this. Can we just get some shot clock tickets to one of the games so we can watch it? Because I know it's sold out already. I know it's sold out already.
Done.
Can we shoot the shot clock at the game?
At the game?
Man, this dude.
We're not gonna show the game. We're just gonna show our reactions to the game.
I was gonna say, I tell you what, the phones are an amazing thing. I don't know if I can set you up a studio or nothing. There are certain things that can be done out of my office. That ain't one of them.
You good money. You good money. I pretty much figure it out.
Coach, I got a question. What's the biggest takeaway for your coaching profession after you move on that you take away from your father? Like, what's the biggest mantra or something that you take away from him that you can hold on and you get your own
That dude
program?
is the most consistent human being on the planet. It like his everyday, his ability to every day be the same human being is remarkable. Whether it was when I played for him, whether it was when I was in high school and I'd come watch Hollis and Qantas play for him, whether it's the same. I mean, we've evolved and we do different things offensively and we have different beliefs defensively, but it's unbelievable how many of the same drills we still do today. You know, he just knows how to get everybody the best out of everybody, regardless of the circumstance. Each and every day he's where he's gotten better. Like all old folks who get older, he just doesn't sweat the stuff that doesn't matter. You know, we don't go into the office every day trying to be the smartest people in the room. You know, we're going to be really good at who we are. We're going to defend you. We're going to rebound it. We're going to take care of the ball. That's it. That's the only three things that we try to be good at each and every single year. Whether it was our first year and we were terrible at it, or last year or your Final Four year, defend you. We're going to rebound it and we're going to take care of it. We do those three things. Look, everything else has a way to take care of itself.
Hey, Kellen. My boy Jacoby asked a question earlier while we were in the middle of something. He asked like, what is your why? Why do you coach? And you coach hard, you know, like you be on the sideline, like I think I told you before. I was like, bro, you be like my spirit animal on the sideline. You know, I always get told like I'm too rowdy, you know, I get too fired up. But I go to U of A's game and you over there with that board in your head, you know, yeah, like come on, you know, you be smacking it and stuff. Like what is your why? Why do you continue to get up every day and do this over and over? Because it's a really repetitive job.
Yeah, no, and it's cyclical. Every season looks, every type of year looks, you know, the same. What do you do in the summer, the spring, blah, blah, blah. But look, I still get excited about impacting young people. I mean, it sounds cliche and it bears rolling their eyes, but, you know, when one of the true moments in my life where I was kind of confused was we were in Indiana and the bottom of the boat fell out with my dad. And I didn't know who to call. I didn't know. See, my family, we were all in it, so I didn't feel like I could vent or bitch or moan to any of them. I didn't want to. I picked up the phone and I called my college coach. I called Jeff Capel. He was the head coach at Oklahoma. He coached me my senior year at Oklahoma. I picked up the phone and I called him because I needed somebody to talk to. I needed somebody who wasn't in the fire, it wasn't in the storm, to just listen. And the fact that I had somebody in my life who I knew would just be there for me, that had seen me at my most vulnerable as a player, when I'm exhausted, when I'm tired, when I'm crying, when I'm emotional, when he had seen me at my absolute worst already. So there was nothing I couldn't he hadn't seen in me that I couldn't express in that moment. And the possibility of being that same person for a young person, I think that's what gets you going. I think that's why my enthusiasm sometimes gets the better of me in a lot of ways. Is I'm legitimately so thrilled for these kids, and I think it's awesome, that our program has risen to the point that our kids' lives get to change if we do everything right. If we do everything that we're supposed to as a staff and as a coach and our kids meet us at the 50 and we've got a perfect marriage and partnership, our kids' lives are going to change. And if that doesn't get you unbelievably excited and geeked and fired up, and when they have success or when they have a breakthrough, when they have their moment, boy, I got chills just thinking about it. That's what you get up and do it for. I did it when I was at Stephen F. Austin. I did it as a special assistant to the head coach at Oklahoma for Jeff. I did it at Appalachian State. There's clips of just going absolutely bonkers and 200 people at the game, and I'm going nuts. I got a freshman to dive on the floor for a loose ball because the light bulb came on. That's what you get into all this for. And if you end up having personal success along the way, man, that's cool. But you get in this to impact young people, and hopefully their life changes for the better.
Definitely, man. I appreciate it, man. I think this was a really good segment. You were now allegedly the greatest greatest guest on the show.
Yeah,
I thought I was when I got interviewed.
Coach Sampson is a GOAT, man.
Hell no.
There's only one Coach Sampson that's a GOAT. There's a reason they call me Coach Kel. Get twisted there. Y'all on my toes for life, but fellas, the people say, "What do you look?" I call him Chief. I'm calling him Chief since I don't know how old I was when I called him, but a long time. That man ain't no Indian. That boy is a chief. There ain't but one Coach Sampson in this world, and that ain't me.
Hey. Oh, hey, real good question. Who's the most famous person in your contacts right now?
Damian King.
Man, get up. All right, y'all go
Hey,
man,
Coach know how to win the room.
Hey, he won that one. He won that room.
All right, man.
He won the room with that one, boy.
My son will be going to U of A. All right, he's going. You got it. You got it. You got DJ King, class of 2038. All right, you good.
Oh, man.
Yeah, Coach, we appreciate you for hopping on, taking out your time of your busy day and your schedule, just to give us a little bit of time. We truly do appreciate that.
Yes, sir. Go Cougs, man. Go Cougs.
Appreciate it. I'll see y'all in the gym coming soon.
Yes,
sure.
sir. Saturday. We in there. Saturday.
Come on.
Saturday.
Come on. Come see the Chief in action.
Yes, sir.
For sure.
Y'all be good.
Appreciate
you too, Coach.
All right, Coach.
Hey, Taji, real quick, since Coach
Doug still asking for Doug, you be at all the games,
Doug
man.
at every single. I be seeing Doug on TV.
I can't disrespect Coach because he off now, but boy, I ain't drinking no mics over here, my guy. It's called Crown Royal. My God, hey, my God,
Mike's Hard Lemonade.
Crown Royal. You were like a 30-second
Hey,
segment.
you see
on
that?
The shot clock.
Hey, right there,
set
buddy.
up for you. If you just
Hey
put
man,
that
we not supporting no. Hey man, we not supporting no damn. We ain't supporting no. We got student athletes on this show, bro. We gotta be selective. Bro, it's called selective. Hold on, see how y'all try to mute me out? It's called selective branding, bro. We have student athletes on this show. We can't be promoting alcohol.
And I got. Hold on, I got you, Rob.
Last time I checked, they
It's called
said
selective branding.
Last time I checked, everybody on
It's
this
called-
show that's talking is over 21. So when they get 21, they can drink. So at the end of the day, what you talking about? When they get 21, they're legal to drink. We're all 21. So we ain't breaking no rules.
We get off the show.
From you, my boy.
When we get off the show, I want y'all to go look up selective branding. And then y'all get, because if we start advertising Mike's Hard Lemonades, we might as well just start advertising everything.
We should if they paying.
If
they paying, we paying.
No. It's called selective branding. All money ain't good.
If they paying,
If they
Rob,
paying,
if we ain't getting no money, then that ain't good
So,
neither.
Rob, let me ask you a question. Just being real. Hold on.
Hey,
Hold on. If Mike Hart Lemonade hit us up and said, "Hey, we'll give y'all $1 million to just show a commercial." Hold on. We ain't on here getting drunk. We ain't on here showing no girls, crazy bikinis. We just show Mike Lemonade. That's it. Mike's Lemonade. Go buy it.
I'm going to.
What?
I'm
Hold on.
say-
Why would that be bad? I just want to know.
No, we would have to change the show. We would.
Okay.
It couldn't be
We'll
high
have
school
to
baby.
change the whole premise of the show. That's
Yeah.
what I was about to say. If it was,
Yeah, that's what I said. I said that's why I said earlier. Hey, we could change the show up.
Okay,
I can
Rob,
do more than one show.
That's what we'll get each.
Exactly.
No, you're not getting 200,000 because you're the new guy. So you're not getting 200,000. You're not getting 200,000. You're not going to come in season 3 and get 200,000.
Y'all gonna TBT me, bro?
But last time I checked, we've been changed the show a long time ago when Rob started cursing. King started cursing.
No,
we started talking about racial stuff. We've been changed the show. So what are we talking about, bro?
It had nothing to do with me.
But a cuss word here and there is different.
Yeah, it's different.
If we start doing OnlyFans ads and Mike's Hard Lemonade ads, we got to check. I can't bring Jalen on.
I get it.
I'm not saying it's anything wrong, but the whole premise of the show has to change. That young lady that you brought on last year, we can't show a Mike's Hard Lemonade commercial and then be like, oh, here's the leading scorer in 3A school. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I got you. Hey, Rob, if them numbers look like D King just showed, I bet you I lead into it. Hey,
drink responsibly.
That's all you gotta say.
There you go. That's it.
All you gotta say.
That's it.
I agree. It's bad when y'all three on the same team. And it's bad.
I'm on the team to get money, Rob. I'm on the get money team.
I am not against getting money, but the premise has to change. We can't run an ad for OnlyFans and then I'll be like, okay, well then here goes Longwood to be Jacob Bernard on
Well, bro, we wasn't talking about.
They do have cooking shows on OnlyFans, though. I heard you can they got people that do cooking shows and
when
stuff.
you see OnlyFans, you think of cooking, right? Yeah. That's the first thing that comes.
We segue.
I think of souffles.
Before we get into our District 4 stuff, Rob had a question. He said he wanted to know about the Draymond Green. Go ahead, Rob.
Yeah, I wanted to say because I seen a lot of I don't know if I seen any of y'all say it, but it was a lot of crazy people like, man, Jordan Poole weak. He ain't never been in a fight before. He let the dude close his airspace and he ain't even have his hands up. First of all, and I made a good point to G-Day the other day. This is like one of us arguing in the gym, right? Or having a heated discussion in the gym. And okay, prime example, me and D King, we tell each other to be quiet, or he tell me to lower my voice and stuff. I don't be tripping. But I walk up on D King and I walked in this space, he pushes me, or vice versa, however it go. I'm not expecting D King to steal off on me, so I'm not finna be like, oh, King walked up to me, now I'm finna be ready like this. Like, it's a brotherhood.
Wow.
It's a team.
I agree with you. I agree with you, Rob.
No, Gary.
D King ain't put his hands on you now one day before then in his life.
Gary, if you push me, my natural reaction is not to punch you in the jaw, bro. And
because you a good person, Rob, and you going to heaven.
No,
Rob,
Rob is right.
Anybody on the show push me.
Rob,
if Jacoby pushed
Rob
me,
is right. Rob is right.
I agree with you.
To punch me, bro.
I feel you, Rob. No, I feel you.
Rob,
Bro, I'm surprised you said that considering what side of town you grew up on, first of all. Second of all,
But this
as
is
a
the thing,
native
though.
But that's
Southsider,
different.
as a native
But that's different,
Southsider,
though.
my
It's-
boy, that don't make sense to me. That don't even compute in my head. You
No.
put your
Okay,
hands
hold
on
on.
me.
So I got one.
No.
So if you
If
and
Willis puts his
Bobby,
hands on me, I think Temple Life want to fight. That's
so
plain
if
and
you and
simple.
Bobby was if you and Bobby was arguing, you gonna think Bobby want to fight if he push you or you push him?
Bobby is from the squad. Hell fucking yes.
Well, I don't know what type
No,
of friends
bro.
y'all is to each other,
No.
but
Yeah.
ain't nobody I call my brother.
Anybody
I'm
that
thinking
puts
about
their
them.
hands on you is wanting to fight.
But your teammate in a team setting, right? Now listen, no, listen. This is what I'm saying. If Draymond done punched some people before, all right, that's different. Then you should expect that. But Draymond talks. I wouldn't expect Draymond to punch me if we're in the gym and we talking noise. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the setting. If they outside, they at the club or something, that's different. But at practice and y'all talking shit and y'all getting each other face and dudes push each other in practice all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't expect that. I don't think Jordan Poole weak. I just think Jordan Poole, unfortunately, was on got that video leak. That's the only unfortunate thing for Jordan.
Facts.
Because if that video leak, like nobody's going to, like you just got to assume.
Like I know the last 2 years at a certain school, there's been some fights.
Clements.
Hippa.
Hippa.
No, not even that school. But we know kids that have fought kids and kids have transferred. Like, bro, it don't matter. Teammates.
No, I was just glad.
It don't matter if your teammates out here.
It's
That's not a code that they
follow.
follow.
It's that weak ass era I'm talking about right here. I told this story before. I told this story before.
These kids don't think like that no more.
That I hate. It's a dude that I hated. His name was Bobby Lee. I hated Bobby. We went to rival
I don't
school.
think I like Bobby Lee either.
We almost had a fight like 6-7 times. When that dude came to my school, he transferred to my school his senior year. The first game, somebody flagrantly fouled him. I was the first person right there, bro. The first person finna get down with him. Because we are brothers. When we put on the same jersey, when we do, it's just like Gary. I don't give a damn what you done did to somebody. If I see somebody roll up on you in the parking lot, whether you right or wrong, bro, we talking about that shit later, bro. We handling business because you are my brother.
I agree with you. That was
so
not
I'm not going to expect my brother. Me and Willis have disagreements all the time. I don't think Willis gonna steal off on me. I'm not gonna be like, oh, Willis pushed me, so let me get my guard. No, bro. If he knocked me out, shit, he just knocked me out. I'm be like, shit, well, lesson learned. Because I'm not expecting that.
Hold on. I got a great story for you, Rob. This is when you know how that meme going around? You fuck around and you find out. So my cousin.
So many curse words.
I told y'all. Y'all didn't want to say. I told y'all. Y'all can say what y'all want to say.
You know the meme. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, my aunt had put my little cousin in karate, right? I was bigger than my little cousin. Yeah. We were at a family reunion, and I just kept poking him, kept fucking with him, kept messing with him. You know, being a dickhead kid, right? Boy, my cousin hit me so hard in my chest. I saw Jesus. And that's when I learned. It don't matter who people, if you violate people's personal space, they will mess you up. That was a valuable life lesson for me because I feel it in my chest now. That's how hard he hit me. I'm stuttering now. He hit the shit out of me.
DK.
I'm not listening.
Hold on. Do you got the
wife before and I ain't figured out like, hey,
do you got the Rock's chair, man?
Man, go on, man. No, man. I'm on the sofa, man. We got this. We got this Persian ostrich sofa. So
I know you not laughing with that
It's-
llama alpaca. I saw what y'all got over there, boy. That's a 1,000 thread count over there, boy.
What was it? 1,000 thread count.
I know what expensive llama look like. Don't play with me.
Hey, but I think Quita said it the best way. Is that like the push wasn't more like a man getting, like it was just like a push. So it wasn't like, oh, like let's get hands. Really, if you really look at the video, bro, like truthfully, he really caught that man pull off guard, man. Like it was like he was like, hey, bro, like bag up. That don't mean we fighting. It
But
was
did
almost like Draymond just like he pushed.
But did you peep though? Like after he punched him, he grabbed him like to hold him up. Like,
yes,
I knocked this dude out.
He wanted to catch him. He wanted to make sure he ain't hit his head on the ground. I've done that before.
Hey, and I've learned early in life, you don't play
GD.
Hey, GD, boy. Hey, my boy.
Learn. The key word today is learn. Learn when people are fucking around and not fucking around. This shouldn't even be a long conversation.
But to answer your question, Jacoby, if a parent came up and pushed me about rankings, yes, they getting Draymond Green, bro.
Oh yeah. I don't know them.
Came in my face. That's different. Yeah, I don't know you.
It's like choices and consequences. That's you chose to put your hand on me.
But you know what I do like though? I do like Draymond's his presser. Like I kind of felt like it was kind of like sincere, man. You know, he said he was like
4 days later.
Well, guess what? I'm sure he apologized to the team afterwards. But the only time that happened was because somebody leaked that video out, bro.
And got paid.
Big story.
Got paid.
That's the real
video.
That's the real issue.
Bro, you know how many high school huddles go through and find the fight?
Yes. I mean, TMZ paid $2.6 million about that.
But that's what I'm saying. Like,
Chris,
you gotta stop believing everything.
We can say somebody from the video staff leaked it, but it could have been somebody from the front office.
True.
And just said it was from video staff.
Chris, I ain't rolling with the if he say some type stuff. I ain't rolling.
Somebody trying to get that. They trying to get rid of Draymond, bro.
Yep, that's what it is.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I said this. That's why I think. Right, but that's why I think it wasn't just a video. That's why I think it wasn't just a video person because they really don't want him there.
Every time something goes,
but how can you say? Well, no.
In the middle of it.
No, Miss Smith.
The rent last year, he said the shit about we don't need you. You can leave. Sorry, ass nigga. Now it's a contract year. Now you punch the dude who you in direct conflict with for the contract. You just so happen to punch him. Talk about hurt people.
Bro, that's
why you ain't punch still,
stuff, bro. Like, yo, the media makes that stuff. I want to say
too.
Does Steph look like the person that'll say something wild to Draymond? I don't like that narrative.
But somebody brought up a good point.
Steph is a learner.
And gonna be proud of me for saying this. Hold on. They let light skin off easy. Because if AD was at Lakers practice and he punched somebody and LeBron ain't make a move to break it up, that would have been breaking news. There was a fight today at Lakers practice, and LeBron didn't make an effort to break it up. Steph Curry stood right there and just looked like, oh, man.
Man, Michael Jordan punched Steve Kerr.
Michael Jordan was punching dudes, bro.
That's a different level.
I know. I just was using that for an example.
Maxwell wasn't punching people in the Rockets locker room.
Exactly.
Maxwell just said he tried to stab Akeem with some glass.
Yeah, because he got smacked by
Akeem smacked him.
Bro, do you know how many
Maxwell
times...
the first dude to run up in the stands and slap a fan too, by the way.
Facts.
Like, so like, why are we...
Ron Artest was next.
I don't care how big he is, Taji. If it's your team, they should move, bro. Like,
them dudes ain't move. Steph Curry ain't moving muscle.
Yeah, man. For what? They don't
Wiggins ain't doing nothing until after he.
Everybody looked at Jordan Poole like, bro, you know Draymond not rap too tight. This your fault.
Well,
So do y'all think do y'all think Draymond has punched somebody before in practice?
Of course.
Probably so.
I don't think so, bro.
Hey, okay.
All the way back to
I
Michigan
really don't.
State. You could go all the way back to Michigan State and probably find some punches. Bro, this is not
He
a
got
punch.
slapped by Tristan Thompson, bro. He got slapped by Tristan Thompson. What do you mean?
When was this?
In the club.
In the finals.
Club.
Tristan
Where y'all
Thompson
seen that?
smacked him. Bro, Tristan Thompson smacked him in the finals, bro.
Draymond Green?
Smacked Draymond in the
I
finals.
don't remember
Yes, go look it up on YouTube. He smacked him in the face.
Oh,
Hey,
Tristan
Gina, can you pull it
Thompson.
up?
Tristan
Can you bring that
Thompson,
up, Gina?
yes.
Can you bring that one up, G?
That was the what?
I
That
don't
was that
remember that.
2016. That was the in that series when LeBron when the game won with timeout. I think that was
King
16.
don't be ashy. He got them African oils.
No, that's what
He said he know that's
Vernon
why it
Maxwell
hurt.
said. That's what Vernon Maxwell said. He said he seen the ashy African hand standing over him at his locker, and then the King
Every
smacked.
time I've seen Akeem in life, and I'm not talking like AAU, I've seen Akeem in life as a kid. He's always been like a dapper, like African, well-dressed. I don't believe he ashy. I'm not gonna go with that. We're
This
not
was
gonna
pre-
put that
This was pre.
He done been ashy before, man. He's not a
He was an old school hooper, man. You know, we ain't put lotion on before games, bro. So you ain't want your hands to be slippery.
You. Yeah, sweat moisturize
You want to
you.
be extra slippery, man.
Y'all crazy. Hey, we gonna talk about our 4-way stuff because right now.
Yeah, we finna segue to that. We finna segue to the 4-way, man.
Taji, wow. Y'all good. Y'all don't need
Man, y'all don't need no 6'9". For what? What y'all need a 6'9"?
Hey, can I tell a story about this kid today? And I hope I'm wrong, because I would love to be fact checked. Do y'all know that kid was at A-Leaf Taylor on the bench?
Yeah,
Yeah, he was. Last year, yeah.
That's because Coach Dunford not there no more.
What Coach Dunford was gonna do?
Coach Dunford has created a lot of big time players. What do you mean? He has played many Africans. I went to school with one.
That don't mean what? Okay.
Listen,
he ain't created no wins recently. The last 8 years.
Nah, don't say 8.
That's a lie.
That's a lie.
He went to the region.
Outside of Salmon, Falcon, and Erie, Erie and Simon was their best year.
No. He went farther the next year after Simon graduated. He went to the regional finals.
Who was on that team? Erie.
They beat Kendrick Davis.
Hey, D King, don't argue with Rob.
Erie wasn't on that team. What's
please
the
don't talk about no
Calvin got blood clots that year, and he came back right before the playoffs.
You got to realize, Coach Dunford was at El
It's not him, but it's already known.
All right, Coach Dunford the GOAT.
For A-Leaf, yes.
My bad, Coach
A-Leaf
Dunford.
Yes.
I'm just correcting you because the man did Kendrick Davis senior year, and they went to the regional.
That's my bad. I was wrong. I just felt like they haven't been getting anything done. I was wrong. I'm sorry.
You need to tell them.
Coach Taji is
Shout out
hilarious.
to A-League, man. Shout out to my boy Carter. Shout out to Carter, man. My boy Carter went to Taylor, man.
Bro, Carter got a 2004
Kobe, they was in the regional semifinals last year with the team they had. What are you talking
Carter on here?
Bro,
yeah.
That 2004 Facebook ass name?
No, I didn't even see Carter over here in the comments.
Carter was on the YouTube and on the Facebook side, man.
Yeah, he said he was ashy in 93.
That's an A-Leaf dude that don't get respect. Coach Shirley don't get enough respect for what he did at A-Leaf in the 80s and the 90s and the early 2000s.
Coach Shirley.
Shirley was
who was the coach at Hastings with the glasses?
Coach Carter?
Who was that?
That's Coach
Shirley? No, you talking about Coach
that Coach B.J. Holmes.
That was Coach Carter.
No, that was Coach Carter.
Coach Carter, yeah. He coached he coached Knight, he coached the Hawthorne Cousins and all them too as well when they won in 2000 when they went to regional in 2003. He had 14 guys go to college out of 15, and Jonathan Diskin went to college next year. Was a junior.
Damn, encyclopedia.
Hey, it's a SWAT, baby. Anything is a SWAT, you can ask. I'm all day.
See, yeah,
shout out to my guy
Rob
Dre,
is the whole city.
who's sitting in first place right now in the fantasy football league. Man, I just got killed, man. I went from second. I'm probably finna be fifth.
Yeah, remember all that noise you was talking?
Every slow,
I play and I win, man. Every
Hey,
league
man.
I play, I win.
It's all right.
Carter had me on the greatest merged conference call ever. Like I was on the phone in class. Like I literally put a movie on for my kids to watch, and I was on the phone having a full. I think it was like 8 of us on the phone. It was a great time.
He said he got United Nations AT&T.
I love fellowshipping, by the way, with you guys.
Yeah, man. Before we move on, want to shout the Extra Eyes media game today. Players played against the coaches, trainers. It was a cool little environment. If y'all got time, make sure that y'all go back. I had went live stream on. Make sure y'all go back and y'all peep it out. Just in the first quarter, I was on there talking crazy, messing with the players, messing with the kids, messing with the adults. But it was good times. D King played. So make sure y'all go back and check it out, man. Check out D King. Setting them screens on them kids, man.
I got nothing done. I was god awful. This
No, you didn't hit no shot, but you was setting some good screens, cutting to the basket. Hey, man.
Sound like Draymond. I didn't punch nobody though. Yeah, I was god awful. My lungs hurt, by the way. Yeah, Rob, I still would have cooked your ass. I still would have cooked you, Rob.
All right. 4A, man. District picks. We got District 19, District 20, District 21. Then we got District 25 and 26. District 25 and 26 is in Region 4. 19 through 21 is in Region 3. All right, so here we go with our 4A District 19 and who the consensus. People got to vote. So this is just the consensus. It's not just based off of one person vote. All right, here we go. District 18. We got Silsby coming in number 1. Little Cypress, Mauriceville, number 2. We got Jasper coming in at number 3. And West Orange Stark coming in at number 4 this year. Everybody knows about Silsby, the machine. The Tigers, they're tough. Jared Harris is going to be one to lead charge, but when Dre Line comes back from that football field, he's going to add a whole nother dynamic, as well as LaMarcus Botley. Anybody that y'all want to talk about, fellas?
Hey, my man LaMarcus Botley, as you highlighted, he's probably their best 3 and D guy. Like, I know we talk a lot about Draylon and Jared, but he can really stroke it at times. He's a little streaky, but he's gotten bigger. And if I'm not mistaken, he might be on that football field with Draylon. So he got
is. He's tough.
At TABC, I watched him get hit in the head, hit his head on the floor until the coach don't take me out. Type
Hipper.
Oh, my bad. My bad. You right. Anyway, it was in the summertime, so you can't sue nobody. But yeah,
I want to see what type of fight that Ben Elliott and
Aletheon win.
Yeah, I would like to go to one. I think I'm gonna go to one of those games this year. I'm gonna go to one of those little Cypress, Mauriceville, Silsby games this year.
Pick me up.
I'm excited. No.
Dang, D King can't ride with you, man.
Wow, that's crazy.
No, I don't even ride with the radio on because I know he going to play. Man, put the Jay-Z on and all that now. Quiet, serene. But no, I'm excited. I want to see what Little Cypress Mauricefield do to get over the hump this year.
Just as we did picks for teams, we did picks for players as who will win district MVP in the race. Oh yeah, thank you, man. Appreciate it. District 19, we got the MVP. Almost unanimous vote for the MVP. Jared Harris. We're picking Jared Harris to be the MVP.
Why are you laughing?
Because he said almost unanimous.
Yeah, it was. It was. I just let it was.
I know. I know. Everybody know why I'm laughing.
Almost unanimous.
Wait, who didn't pick Jared Harris?
We got Jared Harris.
Wait a single MVP. That boy out.
MVP.
I'm finna go look at the spreadsheet.
Jared Harris MVP. Draylon. Right, the rest of the first team makes up a Draylon Miller, who was a 6'2" guard. That was a junior from Silsbee. Last year, him and Jared was both co-MVP for the district, so that can happen again. Wow. But I just feel Jared's going to take away with that one. Alathion Wynn, he was newcomer of the year last year. When they was in 22 was their district last year. This year, things changed around. Same teams, just different number. But Alathion Wynn, 6'5". He's a junior class of 2024. Very athletic. He played with Team Ford for a little bit this summer. He was newcomer of the year last year. Then you have Ben Elliott, another 6'5" forward kid. He was first team last year, and then LaMarcus Bott was defensive player of the year last year. Like the baller plug said, he just brings that toughness to the core and to the group. And so that's our district 19. That's our picks, and that's our players. Go ahead, E-King. Why you putting your hand up, man?
Did I not pick Jared?
You did not.
I thought I picked Draylon, right?
Yeah.
You know you did.
They went they went co-MVP last year. So, I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I just like Draylon do every single thing on the court.
He does.
He said it wasn't unanimous.
I know one thing.
I was the only one. That's why I was saying like
I'm gonna be looking at King's mentions at 8 a.m. in the morning.
Why?
Yes, you was the only one. Me,
I can't
Willis, G-Day, Jalen voted for Jared.
Bro, all I'm saying that wow. Okay. Well, I'm
gonna probably gonna win co-MVP again.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, what's the issue? They was co-MVP last year. I just kind of felt like
there was no issue.
He said almost unanimous. I laughed, and then you said, "Who didn't vote for Jared?"
Blame Rob. Blame Rob for laughing.
No, after I thought about it, I was like, "Damn, you know what? I picked Draylon."
But ain't nothing wrong with that because it was co-MVP. And Draylon was the anchor. Draylon was the anchor at State last year.
At State, right? Yeah. Like that's all I was saying. I think he probably led them in rebounds. He led them in.
I was never going to say. I was never going to say that you didn't vote for Jared Harris. I was going to keep that under wraps because I didn't want the public to know. Because the public perception is going to be you voted for Draylon because you don't like Yuri. Look at the look what Pew just said. Look what Pew just said.
I gotta click on the comments, man.
So that means how about this? Keelan Dorsey is going to lead the city in scoring.
Oh, that don't help you out.
That's a
how about that? He's going to lead.
No, that's not a true statement, though. No. Okay, that's
it's possible though.
Don't say that he is.
No, I think he will.
It is possible.
Who are the three?
Possible. So how? What am I hating?
Julius Crosby definitely go.
Julius Crosby.
Okay, I got Jalen Bernard.
And Jalen Bernard won't be, not the city. Like we're talking about like 27, 28 points a game, bro.
Yeah, but who else scored on his team?
Yeah, but it's different. They're gonna send a lot of boxing ones against them, though.
Yeah, he gonna.
Okay, Dorsey, same thing.
Bro, Dorsey got to play MacArthur twice a year. He got, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I got
you see what I'm saying? Like, he got play. It's different.
I get it. He ain't playing nobody.
Cashmere.
No, I'm not saying he not playing nobody. And I don't know.
Willis,
I think
your mentions tomorrow too. I can't wait. I can't wait to that.
listen, if you
that
hop in my
burner account
mentions,
your mentions.
Still rolling on 4A District 20.
I
Once
agree
again,
with Sean.
our votes. Hardin Jefferson checks in number 1. Hampshire Fournette number 2. We got Hargrave at number 3, and we got Livingston coming in at number 4. This is our District 4. This is our 4A District 20 picks. Anything anybody want to say before we move on? I will mention that Splendor did receive a 4th place vote. As well. Splint. They received a 4th place vote. This district only has 6 teams. So you got Hardin Jefferson, Hampshire Fournette, Hargrave, Splendor, and Liberty. Moving on to who we picked to be first team in MVP. William Daught, 6'2" guard, led the district in scoring last year. Also was offensive MVP last year as well. He will take a lot of shots, but I'm not saying he's going to lead like Greater Houston in scoring. But he has the super green light for Livingston, so he will be just enough for them to get that 4th spot. I feel into the playoffs in district play. Then going down the line, you got Richard Sears, Chance Ramsey, Hampshire Fournette, Richard Sears at Hardin Jefferson, Wyatt's at Hardin Jefferson, and Isaiah is also at Hardin Jefferson. So you see, Hardin Jefferson got a lot of kids who was picked to represent first team, and this is the shot clock's first team. This ain't this is just our pre-district everything. I do want to say this. I'm gonna click screen off so they can see my face. I do want to say this to all the DC coordinators and people. Can we tighten up the district like teams? Everybody can't be a winner. Everybody can't be a champion. We gotta stop teaching the kids that. We gotta get that mentality out. Five best players first team. The next 5 second team. Some districts we have 10 to 15 players on first team, 10 to 15 players on second team. That's just a lot. That's way too much. Just your best 5 is first team. Next best 5 is second team. And work harder. Basketball is not a equal opportunity sport. It's not. You gotta grind. It's not we were just rewarding who's the best. Just like when you work a job, you get rewarded for being good at your job. You don't get rewarded just because you're there. With some people do at some jobs, but
sounds about right.
Man. Okay, Coach Taji, hold on. I'm getting to the comment. I'm trying to the comment. My young boy Chance asked him who started it. 5'6" when he was a freshman. Okay, Coach Taji. Coach Taji said he started him when he was a freshman. Wow. 5'6". Hey, Sloan says Jalen Lowe will lead the season in scoring.
That's a good pick. That's a good pick.
I think he could go for 28 to 30 this season.
Will JoJo lead the city in rebounding? Ain't Lamar Jackson ain't got no accuracy, bro.
Don't nobody keep an accurate, really good stat of rebounds. I don't feel
either JoJo or JoJo Chitty or Robert Miller. Chitty led last year.
Who?
Chitty.
No, I hear you, but who's that? Yes. Man, let's move on.
She led last year in rebounding. He averaged like 13 rebounds a game.
Who?
On the max preps.
Well, if you count Chris McDermott too. We got to throw Chris McDermott in there too. He averaged about 15, 16. Chitty averaged 13.
Chris McDermott.
So
what did Robert Miller average?
10. But he also averaged 7 blocks a game.
Yeah, I can't hear.
Can y'all hear me?
Oh, I hear you.
Yeah, we can hear. I can
They
hear.
Oh,
got
okay.
they got horrible equipment, bro. Nah, I'm playing. And on mute on purpose. I don't know what he's saying. He probably saying he wants some more what's the thing? Them tamales. Bro. Damn.
Yeah, Chris
Where my
McDermott.
spinach and shrimp tamales, bro?
Hey, bro, they coming soon. I got you, bro.
They said McDermott gonna average 79 rebounds against Worthing.
I can't wait till we get to this district.
What district is that? HISD district?
I got something to say, but I'm gonna let you go through your whole, show the beautiful graphics that you created.
Oh yeah, man. I took
got
some time out to make these, man.
Yes, you did.
District 21, 4A. These are the 4 teams that we got coming in based off the votes. We got Booker T at number 1, Jack Yates number 2. We got Wheatley at number 3, and we got Fur at number 4. Rob, what you got?
No. Show the.
Oh, I thought you want to talk about the teams.
Oh no, I'm gonna say something.
I like what Fur got over there. I still think they 1 year away because they was really kind of young. I could really switch Wheatley and Fur, but that's just in my head. But we all know who the 2 front runners in this district is.
Baller plug. This the year for them though. They've been on varsity since they were sophomores. They seniors now.
It is the year.
This group collectively, like they top 6 dudes, been on varsity since sophomore year.
Julius Crosby, Rob. So this is your guy that's gonna lead the state in the city in scoring.
It's my pick.
That's your pick. I'm not tripping on it. He gonna get more buckets than Kenneth Lewis. He gonna get more buckets than Kenneth Lewis.
Kenneth Lewis got to split his shot attempts with Chris McDermott, Otis.
Did he split them last year?
That's what I'm finna talk about right now, though. You taking
my bad.
But no,
Julius Crosby will shoot the ball like 20 sometimes a game. Go ahead.
Yeah, probably maybe like 30. Yeah.
Good or bad shots.
Wait, hold on. Julius ain't got nobody over there.
No, Cameron Thomas.
It's a couple other players.
He got a sophomore that's tough.
He got a couple other players. It's just he's gonna take his shots, bro.
And then name the sophomore name, so he must.
It's Quentin Sanders. No, it's Quentin Sanders.
Bro, what do you mean? Bro, y'all
I
funny.
ain't mad at you,
Y'all funny, dog. Like, bro, y'all funny.
Hey, so Chris McDermott was MVP last year of this district as a sophomore. He comes back for his junior campaign. He was picked unanimously to be the MVP of this district. Booker T also went 29-5 last season. So we everybody kind of expect for him to have another big season as well. Julius Crosby was Offensive Player of the Year last year. Last year he averaged 24 points a game. So it can only go up. Is what I'm.
He had
my take from
a game last year. Where was nobody spotlighted the fact that he was a walking 20 bucket? That's crazy.
I did multiple times.
Not like that, Rob. I'm talking more or less on the camera line. Like, Rob, I know you know your facts.
I tried to get Julius with a couple of teams. Just because I know there's guys who could have helped him, just with little skill things. Yeah, he could have helped some things too, but help himself as far as even recruitment with just fine tuning things. But yeah, last year was 24. Then Kenneth Lewis was the first teamer last year. Calvin Murphy got newcomer last year. He averaged 18 points, 6 assists a game as a freshman last year.
With a solid mid range.
Yeah, and then you got Deshaun Scott, which is Gucci, that most people know him as well. And so these were the top 5 vote getters. And so this is our first team. All right, Rob, what you got?
Put me back. I just want to be put back on the screen for 1 second.
Oh, hold on, my bad.
Show his face.
We're gonna show you, Rob, man.
Cool. Hey man, look. all the graphics in the world is fine and dandy, right? And it's lovely. Gee, they did a great job. It don't mean nothing. Booker T, if y'all don't get it together internally, y'all ain't gonna piss nothing in a snowstorm, bro. Like somebody in that locker room gotta be the leader. Somebody got to take the team by the horns because you guys are blowing a big opportunity. And I know people are like, why is he saying Booker T is blowing a big opportunity and the season haven't started? I can see it. We said it last year amongst ourselves. No game matters. Okay, you playing Faith Family in the first game. Whoopty da da. Yay, I want y'all to win. Beat Dallas. Cool. None of that matters. Coach Grayson, I've been knowing you for a while. Spoke to you. Great guy. You done had super teams. Went to the third round. You went to the regional finals. None of that matters. Write Silsby on the board every day and say, that's the goal. Because no other game matters. Write Silsby, whatever whiteboard y'all got, write Silsby on the board every single day. And every player should be required to write Silsby and put it above their locker and put it all around the locker room so you get tired of looking at it. Because if you don't get it together, you ain't going to be Silsby again. And I want to pick you. I do. I want to pick you to go to state like I did last year. And this has nothing to do with any Northside biasness. Because if it's a bad team, it's a bad team. This has nothing to do with any Northside biasness. Booker T has everything it needs to go to state. Every single thing. You know how some teams you be like, man, just wish they had a big dude to rebound. Or wish they had a guard to get them in their six. Or maybe if they had an athletic wing. They got everything. Somebody got to be the leader. Somebody got to step up and say, hey, man,
Amen,
we got to do this together
Lord.
or we ain't going nowhere. You can play 45 games. You're playing the hoops giving, the tip off, the Christmas card, whatever you're playing in. None of that matters because if you don't get it together, you're not going to beat Silsby again. And I hope you use it as bulletin board material because I want you to. And it's not like I'm talking behind y'all back because I told Chris McDermott this and I tell him this every time I see him. It don't matter what you do at Ruck on Wood, Super 16, none of that. If you don't get it together, you're not going to beat Silsby again. So write it all over the wall. Put it everywhere. Get mad. Hate it. Because I want to see y'all do good. I do, but y'all guys are
Reverend Rob.
I just wanted to say that.
Hey, first, we not going to get into no more HISD games. Second, Rob got a great point. And let's talk about how on that list of kids you put up, they play football too. Gucci plays football. Chris McDermott plays football. But I think Sam Johnson is maybe the wild card out of both of those two teams.
Mm.
He had an impressive end of the season last year. I really liked his touch around the rim. He did all the ugly things for them, which gave me hope for them. So, incorporating him, Otis, and a lot of other aspects, especially once they hear Rob's speech, they're going to really be inspired. I think they should be okay. Like, I really do. But I know one thing about Coach Wise at Yates. He don't care if he ain't got no bullets in the gun. He going to walk into the fist fight shooting. That's just their mentality. So if we'll learn quick about Booker T in that first district game that they got to play with them, like we'll see a lot about them. But
we're gonna learn before then, because on November the 12th they got
that don't count. We didn't see teams get their head. We saw Shadow Creek get their head beat in and then actually beat near the end. So whatever you are at the beginning isn't necessarily who you're gonna be at the end. It's a great indicator. I agree with you, Rob. It's a great indicator, but at the same time, I I think that Yates game will tell us more.
That district gonna be. I mean, no,
It's tough. It's
in all
tough.
seriousness though, like I want to see good basketball, but when it's the IQ and the intangibles of things, like I heard Ed Reed say something about they had to do everything right, and they had the greatest defense ever. He said in 2000 they had to do everything right. So if the trash can is right there and you throw the tape on the floor, somebody was telling you, "Hey man, go back and pick that up, bro. Somebody got to come in and clean this up." Like it's the little things. It's like we're watching, right? And it's 5 minutes before the game. You shouldn't be walking around with your jersey tied up around your neck like you're Superman. And I'm just not talking about them. I'm just saying the discrepancies of the little things that they don't see that we see that affects winning and togetherness. You have to be together to win. I've never seen a bunch of individuals win a championship. It has to be a collective agreement of, hey, we're all walking the same path. We're going the same way. If you're not going to walk the path that we're going to walk, then you can get the hell on. And we're going to continue to walk this way to win a championship, bro. I think people think they could just roll the balls out of it because I could do a 360 and put the ball between my legs and dunk. I'm a win. And it don't go like that, bro. It has to be a sense of togetherness.
Salon is putting the lyrics to I Believe I Can Fly. But no, Rob, man. I hear you loud and clear, man. I hope they hear you too, man. But Chad, no, I thought the same thing. Chad, last year we went to the last district game of the season, and I let Rob talk me into going to the game because I'm like Booker T. It was Booker T versus Yates.
Was it a good game?
No, it was a really good game.
That's
but
the
I'm
game
like,
I late on y'all.
Yeah,
the
parking lot. Yeah.
Oh man.
And I was like, man, they finna blow them out. Booker T finna beat them by 30. Game went down to the wire with freshmen.
That was a great game.
Those freshmen, Gucci and Calvin, and then that other freshman.
What's the other kid name?
Jaquan.
Senior Johnny Carswell too, didn't they?
They had him, but it was the three freshmen that was doing the damage.
Jaquavi,
yeah, Jaquavi, whatever his name is.
Yes.
Tough.
Yeah, that was
that was second game, Chad.
That was at Barnett. Yep.
Yeah.
But I mean, those 3 games should tell us a lot. To your point, Gary, against Wheatley, because Fur was playing Booker T kind of good the first time we seen them at the pavilion.
Oh yeah, but they was cussing the coach out, man.
They did cuss the coach.
Hey, Fur has come a long way. Shout out my guy at Fur. Like,
bro, what the hell?
He gave
you good over there, DK?
No, I'm not, bro. I don't know what happened.
That lighting is stupendous, though, right?
Yeah, that's the good light right there.
That's the one.
I'm on my phone.
Oh, okay.
So that means you need to get a new laptop.
All right, so who y'all got coming out of that was Region 3 before we do the 2 for Region 2?
What teams was it?
We got a rematch, Booker T versus being championship game for Region 3 4A.
Oh yeah.
Does Yates sneak their way in there?
They do, because if you look at the history of that, that's kind of like the NFC South. The same team don't win the crown every season. So
because
it
could
flip around. I don't know.
Let's say Silsby loses some way, somehow. It's the playoffs. Anything can happen. It could end up being Yates versus Booker T for the Region 3 championship game.
That's
feeling is going to they're gonna trick it off somehow, somewhere. It's too much. It's not. It's a bad mix. Let's do it here, man. Say, man, maybe one day you'll be able to feel this Persian ostrich. All right. But until then, just hook them. All right. Sloan, give me some tickets to that TCU UT game, man.
Oh yeah, no bet this week, Miss Smith. No bet this week.
Bet.
Oh yeah, me
yeah,
and wifey
remember
made a
last
bet that
week?
because the show say 7 to 9, but we always go past 9,
What we on right now?
almost
Ooh.
9:30.
Oh.
We finna wrap these up, man. District, we going on to Region 4, District 25. Um, last year this was the district they were in Region 3, and they had to play all the HISD schools last year. And it didn't work out very well for them. So I'm not saying that's why they moved to Region 4, but they moved they moved to Region 4 this season. So here's our picks. We got Wharton number 1, El Campo coming in number 2, Navasota at number 3, and then Royal coming in number 4. Last year Navasota was the best team. They have one, key returner, like somebody who had varsity experience that comes back, and that's it. It was a team full of seniors last year. And that's Kadon Hubbard. He'll be back this year, 6'2", 2024 kid. He'll be back this year for them. But Wharton will come back with the most experience. They have 4 key returners. All 4 started varsity last year. They went 17-13 last year, but they bring back the most experience. So with that said, we picked as far as the MVP and the rest of the first team. MVP Jeremiah Robinson. He's a 6'3" power forward.
Is that a cartoon?
Hold on.
These are cartoons. These are cartoon
Boy,
edits.
you look like they got somebody good over there in the graphics department. Like
They whole team got cartoon edits.
Yeah, that's dope. Shout out them kids.
Whole team got cartoon edits. But Jeremiah Robinson, seen him last year, 6'3". He about 240, like big boy.
Yeah.
Doesn't play football though, which I think he should play. 6'3", 240. He's a physical presence on the interior. Just last year, they had to go against Booker T. It just wasn't good for them in the first round. Then Wharton brings back Raymond Hudson, the point guard kid, as well as Jacorian Baldridge. Both of those two really quick, lightning fast guys. Both play football. Pretty much almost every single kid on here is a football kid except for the Jeremiah Robinson kid. They all play football as well as basketball.
The best football kid in this district, not even on this list right here, that should really play basketball his last year.
Oh yeah, Ruben. Yeah, but hey, man,
they just bring him to. If you put him on the game on the team, you gonna sell your tickets.
Yeah, he'll probably get like 2 dunks a game too as well.
That's what I'm saying. That boy is a freak of nature.
Yeah, he's very athletic. LaDarian Lewis, he's a big time corner, already getting some looks on the football field, even though he's only a sophomore. He'll be for El Campo, and then the Kendarian Vincent kid from Royal, he's athletic as well, 6'3" forward, and he's a junior. Moving on to District 26 out of 4 Region 4. Stafford number 1, Brazoport's number 2, Lamarck number 3, and Bay City coming in at number 4. Preseason MVP Glenn Bishop, followed by Alexander Estrada. He was newcomer of the year as a freshman last year. 5'10" point guard. Maxwell Frails was also a freshman who shot the ball really well last year for Stafford. The Justin Hugo kid, he's just a spot dunker. If he can get a little bit better lateral movements, he will be really tough. He got 6-man. This is the only district that do 6-man of the year awards. By the way, he got 6-man of the year last year in his district, and then Xavier Clayton comes back to run the helm for the Cougars of Lamarck, and that is our 4A picks for the Greater Houston teams and players. Next week we doing 5A. On top of having more great guests on.
My God. Bro.
Hey, I got to watch Stafford and fall ball. They're really long and athletic. Like I think they need a little bit better guard play, but you know, it's enough to get the job done over there where they at.
We'll save that for when we do 6A picks, Mr. Dudes. We'll save that for when we do 6A picks. Because by then something may change, so we'll save it.
Yeah, I can't get out of T on that one.
Some hip hop.
Something may change, man. But that's it. That's our 4A. That's our show. Yeah, Hitchcock is 3A. They run away with it. Chad. Them boys is tough down there. I think it's been 3 years. They kind of like Westfield was. It's been 3 years since they lost a district game. Last year, they went to state. Very young team, full of freshmen and sophomores.
Who they lost to?
They got a kid.
Cole?
Yeah, they had to play Cole.
You talking about this year?
No. Last year they had to play San Antonio Cole when they got the state Hitchcock.
Yeah, they got the kid that played tight end or something on the football field. The light skinned kid.
They got a lot of kids that's good.
Hey man,
they play both sports. Damian McDaniels, is probably the most notable. He won district MVP as a freshman. Got district MVP last year as well.
That kid,
as a sophomore.
That kid,
he got a great first name too, man. His name Damian, man.
They got a good group of 2020. They got a good group of 20.
Yeah, Elijah Sherwood, very athletic.
It's tough.
They got a really good young core, and so I expect for them to beat Cole this year. I know Cole goes every year to state, but I'm picking Hitchcock as my 3A team.
They got a nice little pathway. Hey, depending on what school
Hitchcock was they was ranked number 1 the whole entire season on our top 10 for 3As. They're going to be tough for the next 2 to 3 years, man. They're going to be really good. What's going on, Jamil, man? How was the Jamboree? Shout out to everybody who participated in the JUCO Jamboree this past weekend, as well as the Gassos here in Houston. Just keep getting better, keep working. I seen someone post this, and I want to say it. We got to stop sleeping on our dreams and start living out our dreams. And so a lot of times we always say we're going to do something, we're going to do it. That's the sleeping on our dreams. We just got to do it. Just go out and do it. Go out, bust your butt. Keep grinding so you get it right. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to take them lumps, but keep doing it until you get it right. With that said, that's all I got, fellas. Y'all got anything else y'all want to leave anybody with? Make sure y'all pay it forward also. Shout out to KDISD for we off tomorrow, man. We don't got a week, but we off for Columbus Day, man. I don't like the reason, but hey, I'll take it.
What we doing tomorrow?
Yeah,
that's why I said, yeah, I'll take the day, but I don't like why we taking it off. But I would take the day, bro.
We hitting up Lotus.
What we doing tomorrow?
Man, that's on Wednesday, man. Hey, man.
Hey, Lotus got that deal, right?
Every Wednesday.
That was last. Yeah.
Hey, the last Wednesday of October, they got the hot box deal. I need somebody to dry that thing out. Go pick it up and drive it out to my school. I need that for my lunch, bro.
What's in the hot box?
Somebody was supposed to bring me the loud pack, man, but
that's my fault, bro. My bad, bro. My bad.
Hey, they didn't even call. They didn't even pick up the phone when I was trying to call in.
Hey, they were so busy. They were so packed.
Hot box.
I think that's like the 6 shrimp.
Yeah,
it's like shrimp, crab.
It's like a mix of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm getting up at 10 in the morning.
It's normally like $50. It's normally like $50, but it's only gonna be for $20. The last Wednesday October.
Is it any vegetables in it?
Yeah, it's a corn.
So it's corn.
It's not a tablet. If you out here asking for green vegetables,
it's a half a pound of shrimp, a half a pound of snow crab, 1 corn, 1 potato, 1 shrimp.
No vegetables, aka just some hard.
Y'all gotta go to the right one though, man.
Which
I
one
gotta
you
go
go to, Rob? Which one you take the hotties to?
Where you go to?
First of all, I don't take no hotties anyway.
I met your daughter. Met your daughter.
My
She's
hottie is my daughter, Alexis. I love her.
She'll eat you out of house and home like Grayson.
Oh, she definitely will. No, I go to either Stafford or the one by Bissonnette.
Yeah, the one on
the one by
Kirkwood and West Harbour and A-Leaf in the West SWAT, baby. That's why I go.
Put your fingers
Well,
down.
you don't be taking the Tesla truck over there. Stop
Yeah,
lying.
I do. Hey, G-Day, where do we go?
Yeah, that's Kirkwood. Yeah.
A-Leaf, baby. Hey, SWAT.
Wait,
baby.
Kirkwood and West Tower?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
That's by my job.
It's a Lotus over right there.
That'd be hitting because really,
And next to it is this place called
Midwest
Coney. Midwest Coney.
Oh yeah, they got a food truck on.
I met the owner at 13, bro. He cool. And he hooked me up.
They got.
Hey, hold on,
really
rewind.
good.
What you was doing at 13, my boy?
Oh,
had
man,
a
I was
section.
kicking it, man.
Oh, you missed that? That boy had gold ace of spades and was wearing off-white Jordan.
Hey, hold on. They always be kicking it in 13.
Yeah. It was fun. It was a fun time.
Damn, boys was at 13 and didn't bring the 5 of us. That's crazy.
Nope. He sure didn't. He did not. Nope.
Well, I
It
got
wasn't
an
my party,
invitation.
man.
Oh, great stuff, man. You know what
I
It
got
wasn't
an
my party.
invitation. I just didn't go.
I was my
y'all
party.
really treat me like the new guy. Wow.
You're the new guy, bro. You're the
Wow.
new
You're
guy.
the new
You
guy,
gotta
man.
pay
Hey, D King, I didn't even know about it.
I got
D King,
something.
D King, I should have listened to you. Then I meant to tell you this one was at the
Tell
gym.
them that.
No, for real. I went to Starbucks on Wednesday. Person behind me paid for their stuff, bro. $30 in coffee.
You don't listen, dog. Listen, Linda. Don't do that at Starbucks. You can't do it at Starbucks.
Man,
You can't.
Hey, can I ask y'all
you know
a
what you
question
got to do
about-
first, though? You got to look behind you first. You got to like look and see. All right.
it
is
was
this person
a
behind
girl
me-
in the SUV. I'm thinking she's
Was
just
it a
getting
white girl in an SUV?
Yeah, she was getting
She
caught
bought
for the
all
whole
her
job,
friends
bro.
drinks, bro.
Yeah,
all
she was
of them
caught
got
for everybody. Yeah,
frappuccinos. Yeah, you tripping?
yeah, and that's what it was. They was all frappuccinos, bro.
No, I really be in there. Trust me.
The frozen, it's all
We
frozen,
got a
straight
coffee bar,
frozen
D-K.
drinks.
Hey, can I ask
Straight
y'all a
frozen
question
drink.
about the paying forward thing though? Because
Yeah.
this happened to me a couple of weeks ago. Is it bad, like when you be like, "Oh, I'm gonna pay for their stuff"? Because this, okay, so real quick, this dude, this
You
old,
can't
older
tell
guy-
them you gonna pay for their stuff.
No, I be paying. No, like
Oh.
I tell the lady at the counter, like,
Oh,
because
yeah.
you know I go to the little. So I tell the lady at the counter, like, yeah, I'm paying for my man stuff behind me. So he like, oh, you paying? Oh man, let me get this, let me get that, let me get this.
Yeah. All right.
I damn near wanted to say, I ain't gonna
No.
lie. I ain't gonna lie.
Right.
For a couple of seconds, I wanted to say, hell no, you ain't finna get all that. But I let
All
him
right, so
get
look,
it though,
look.
'cause I already said I was gonna pay for it.
Do your pay it forwards at a restaurant or a fat, or if you're doing like a drive-through real quick. Don't
But
do
you
it.
know I work
Don't.
at the hospital, so it be.
I know, but I'm just saying. So like, if you after work one time, let's say you trying to get my niece some fries or something, bro, and y'all run through drive-through real quick, and then when you get up to the window, they be like, it's $2 and whatever you pay for. You be like, hey man, I'm gonna go ahead and knock out the person behind me too. Like
Yeah, I be
that's
doing
pay it
that
forward.
too, but I just
Or if
did
you
it
at a
'cause I seen
restaurant,
the old-
yeah, if you at a
Right.
restaurant and you
Gift
eating,
cards,
and
go
then
ahead.
your waitress come over and you be like, hey, bring me their ticket. I'm gonna knock out their bill. Like,
Nah, yeah, no, I be doing that, but like I just
Hey,
did it. Like
It gotta
I
be
was at
certain
Subway.
restaurants to do that at. You can't do
Well,
that
nah,
at
he-
Papa Do's and nothing like that. Hell,
well, I don't. Hey, I went to Papa Do's one time. I know I told y'all the story. I had chicken fingers and a boudin ball.
You didn't have the
See,
gator?
I be doing that, Miss Marissa. I be doing it at the like I done bought somebody stuff for $50 before. Like
G-Day.
Wait.
Man, what?
You wait a minute. You took your grown ass to Papa Do's and got chicken fingers?
I'm not a big seafood person. I didn't know what it
I don't
was.
care. Where?
He should have went to Canes.
Yes. Yes.
He was new to
Hey,
the
you
eight.
should've
That was
went
my
to
first
Chicken
time.
Express.
So he looked at
And
that
I
big
don't
old
eat
menu,
seafood
was
like that.
Hey, that honey mustard is really good, by the way.
For the chicken tenders, yes.
That honey
Yes.
mustard is good.
Elite. That's why I had to put G-Day onto the dish sausage at the pit room. Like, you gotta teach one when you reach one.
They
If
do
you
have
want
to
some good deer sausage, you have to go to damn, how can I forget what's the G the what's the meat market over there in
What?
She say she
Who?
didn't notice.
What?
No. What's the Pie Burns. You gotta go there. They got some they own it.
Hey, I got a great Miss Smith story we could end the show on. So we were Kansas City for EYBL. I had Grayson, I think, or Atlanta. Miss Smith was like, "Hey, I'm Grayson's mom today. We gonna board this plane at the same time, so we can all get home together." And this is when I had finally learned, like, when you got a little kid, you could get on the plane before everybody else. So I was learning that, and I was like, "Oh yeah, we gonna finesse." We were tired. I was trying to get on the plane. I had been lugging a 300-pound 3-year-old all around the city out here. Like, oh, and it was the weekend, like we was getting killed in Kansas City, dog. Like, so on top of all that, boys just wanted to leave.
Everybody got a story about you. D King has a story about you.
Hey, I got one too. The last time I was on a flight with her, well, G-Day, we was coming from, I think, Kentucky.
Yeah,
it was the players just trying to talk to her, thinking she was a kid.
They thought she was young. They was trying to run. They was trying to run game.
Is that what y'all teaching at Timberlake?
No, we didn't even know. We was like in the back, like me and G-Day, we was in the back, and it was. No, matter of fact, it wasn't Kentucky. It was Indiana.
It was Indianapolis. Yeah,
Indianapolis.
And
I was like,
first live period.
What? So I was in the back. I was just listening. I'm like, what are y'all talking about? What? I'm like, come on, bro, y'all tripping. That's an adult. Like, these boys tripping.
Temple like
boys is trying to run it. Say, little mama, let me holler at you.
Hey, matter of fact,
like, boy, you can get your little.
Yeah, like, what are y'all doing?
Yeah,
hey, this show was a fire show though.
No, it was a good show, man. It was long too.
We got our raise. YouTube gonna cut us a 30-cent check for this show. Real talk. We're gonna get the views.
I need that.
30 cents split 5 ways.
I'm gonna give you all 30 cents, DK.
Hey,
all 30 cents.
It's 30 cents 5 ways, 6 cents a piece.
Yes, sir.
I
don't want 6 cents, bro.
I need that Mike Lemonade, Mike's Lemonade sponsorship, so we get 200,000.
Probably how much he paid for that bullshit ass jacket he got on. 30 cents. Bullshit ass fire sale that he got on.
Grayson,
he probably got a haircut, an
airport. How did Jamil hear about that?
I don't know.
That is wild. That is wild for Jamil to hear about that. What is that?
Jamil was on the snap like, oh, y'all was shooting.
Boy, I could not be Bryce, boy. I would have been. Nigga, you better, boy, get your ass away from my mom, nigga.
But no, man, today's show was great. Like they said, man, appreciate everybody for tuning in, everybody for hanging around for some of y'all who did for the whole 2 hours and 44 minutes that we've been on right now. Man, once again, anything positive y'all want to leave, man? No negative, anything positive, man.
Give somebody.
I ended with that to say nobody has had a hotter back to school run than Bryce Smith. I think that's
Rob was coughing Corona on the camera, man.
Is he alive? What happened?
I don't know, bro.
Snowball into something bigger for them in Barber. They'll be
high school show, Rob. High school show.
Exactly.
Dang, Rob flicking people off, man. Dang.
I'm backstage. Ain't nobody seeing what I'm doing, bro.
We did
Rob,
see that.
Rob, your antics going.
Y'all seen that.
Bro, you did that on the
Rob, you
on,
might need to take some time away
on
from
the Kellen episode.
to work on
Hey.
yourself.
Hey, when you carry one of these in the gym, you can have antics like me. Okay, it's not
What
just
is
for
that,
kids.
nigga? What you got, a pistol?
Nah, Rob got all the snacks in that bag.
All
I
the
know.
snacks.
He got
He
a bag
got all
full of diabetes.
Hey,
I asked for some gummy worms. He
I'm
pulled
gonna
out.
be supreme diabetic too. When I saw Rob at the Super 16, I say, hey, I need all the Skittles for this game I'm watching right now. I need all the sugar because that
Can't
game.
do it.
Yeah, we
Hey,
appreciate you. Go ahead, DK.
nothing, man. Y'all have a great weekend. If y'all ain't doing nothing Thursday or Friday or Wednesday, well, I got something to do Wednesday, but Thursday or Friday during the day, y'all come holler at me, man. You know, we can go to Lotus or something. Holler at your
And
boy.
I'll be
I'm
at
not-
work, man.
Damn.
This weekend, make sure y'all pull up to U of H. I don't care if y'all a parent or not.
Yeah,
Go-
pull up Saturday. It's free.
Sam
Like,
Houston,
It's free
Sam Houston is Sunday.
And pull up
It's
to
free
the
as well.
Prospect Expo too.
yeah,
Pull up to
on
the
Sunday.
Prospect Expo.
yeah, on Sunday.
Prospect Expo, baby. Ball so hard.
Late
Prospect Expo on Sunday.
It's gonna be nice, man.
Yeah.
Once again, we appreciate all y'all, man. Till the next time, we out.